Fakes down low into the post up top. Bradshaw, step back three. Good. Nothing but net by McKinley. Bradshaw. Hansen turns around against Ellingford. Pretty move from the senior.
Eagles basketball is on the air. Lyman High School is ready to soar through the 2019-2020 season. Catch it all on your home for Bridger Valley basketball. MyLocalRadio.com. Lyman basketball is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Come On In of Casper, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Plains Tire, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Trona Valley Community Federal Credit Union, The Store, and Blacks Fork Dental. Now, Eagles fans, it's time to head to the booth to join the play-by-play voice of the Bridger Valley, Jake Hibbard.
One more game and we are on to the conference season. We're here in Lyman, Wyoming for some Saturday evening inter-county action. The Evanston Red Devils come in today on the girls' side, trying to continue building momentum after a win yesterday. The Lady Eagles of Lyman have dropped 6 straight in a row, but now as of late find themselves on a winning streak. For the boys' contest, which will be the nightcap, Lyman is a game above 500 and looking to take their first win over Evanston in the past 3 seasons. The Evanston boys sit at 0-11, wondering when their misery will end. Jake Hibbard joining you on live Saturday night from Lyman, Wyoming. Pre-game coverage brought to you by Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Next.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. In addition to our cleanup and restoration services, we also offer new construction and remodeling. We can help with a newer kitchen, bathroom, a garage, deck, or a new addition to your home. We provide accurate, itemized estimates with no hidden fees or extra charges, and we complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Call us today at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Welcome into the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. Water damage, mold damage, fire, and more. Sawyer's is there for you. Visit wyodisastercleanup.com. First look brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness for first the girls, and then we'll move on to the boys, which will be the 7 o'clock contest in tonight's doubleheader. Bradshaw's was there for whatever it is you need. They've got a 24-hour towing, a 24-hour fitness center, as well as home and auto glass repair located in Lyman, Wyoming. This inter-Uinta County battle of Evanston and Lyman on the girls' side may very well come down to who wins the battle of the boards. As there's been a few reasons why Evanston got the best of Mountain View last night, but one of the big ones was the rebounding differential. And coming into this weekend, Evanston, despite their record sitting at below 500, has actually been a good rebounding team. They averaged 3 more offensive rebounds per game than Lyman, and they've out-rebounded their opponent by a total of almost 5 per contest. After getting that win, Evanston moves to 4-6 on the season. Lyman defeating Star Valley yesterday. That puts them at 6-7 and just 1 game below 500. And conversely, Lyman struggled on the rebounding. You can see their differential sitting at negative 2.7 to their opponents. While Evanston does rank toward the bottom of teams in the state in shooting efficiency, their extra opportunities lead to more shots, and that could up the Red Devils' possession conversion rate. Also, we have to look at turnovers and more turnovers, because Evanston's won the turnover battle, particularly in crucial minutes last night to defeat Mountain View 30-31. But both them and Lyman have converted turnovers at a high clip throughout this season. In tonight's game, whoever takes better care of the ball may well have the advantage and come away with the win. We also cannot forget defensive matchups in the post as well. Last night, Zosha Novikowski led Evanston with her season average of 11 points. Haley Stevens was assigned Zosha defensively and got into hefty foul trouble. That hurt Mountain View both offensively and defensively. We'll see if the sophomore for Lyman, Bryce Hansen, garners the guarding duties for Zosha tonight. Hansen found herself in foul trouble last week against Rollins, and she got a whole lot of coaching on how to play with fouls. And as much as foul trouble was a problem for Lyman in that win over Rollins, Lyman stayed aggressive defensively and was fearless on the offensive end as well, forcing foul trouble on their opponent. Now in the post, as we mentioned it could come down to post play and rebounding. Lyman is without Nicole Peden in tonight's game with a broken pinky. That changes the lineup and takes not necessarily height, but great post presence by Peden away from the Lyman Eagles. The history recently of this series has gone Lyman's way. They've won 3 of the last 4, and those are the last 4 times. That's 4 times they played in the last decade. Last year, Lyman defeated Evanston in Red Devil Gymnasium 40-23 on a Saturday afternoon. 2 years ago, it was right here in Lyman where we had a thriller of McKinley Bradshaw and McKaylee Bradshaw going up against Evanston, and Emery Wagstaff, who had a chance to tie the game at the end, missed her three-pointer, and Lyman came away victorious 57-54. Evanston won 2 years ago, and that was a 45-41 game, and then they didn't play in 15-16, but in 2014-15, Lyman won 31-26 at the Flaming Gorge Invitational. That's our Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness first look. We'll come back and hear from Bryce Hansen for our look around the valley as we get ready for Lyman and Evanston, the girls edition, coming your way in the next 20 minutes. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Bryce Hansen with me. We have not talked since you won the three-point contest. I asked you before what was the key. You're like, just go out and make shots. You did that, and you won not just your round, but then you beat, I can't remember who the guy was, but you beat him. You got the all-gender trophy. You know, you were just so lackadaisical going into it, and then you went in and you just hit shot after shot. How are you so calm?
You just got to be in a rhythm, and you can't be in a rhythm if you're all uptight, so you just got to stay loose and be calm the whole time pretty much.
You looked like you had a very repeatable shot, like very low impact. Is that a shot specifically for that sort of thing, shooting competition, or like repetition, putting up a bunch of shots in a row?
Me and my dad have been building my shot since I was like 5 years old, so my shot is very repeatable because I probably shot the ball like at least, I don't even know how many times, so many.
You did that last year as well, and I think you finished second. Was that second among the girls?
Yeah.
How close were you?
I beat the girl that I lost to in the first round by 2, and then I lost by, I think, 1 point in the last one. So
when you ran away with the girls, and then you had to go up against, again, I can't remember who that guy's name was, but when it was on you versus him on the other court, how are you feeling?
I just wanted to beat him. I was like, the girls got to win this one. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the times I go. It seems like the girls usually do win.
Yeah, girls are better shooters. That's for sure.
I think they're maybe calmer in situations like that, or like maybe put less pressure on themselves.
Yeah, probably. That's probably accurate.
So you competed in Rollins over the weekend. I was able to see you play against Rollins. What was that game like with the crowd and the fouls and everything that went with it?
Yeah, the refs are kind of picky on that one. It was a really fun game, though. But it kind of sucks playing with foul trouble because you're, like, in and out so much. I wish I could have just been in the whole game, but sometimes it just works like that. But it was a lot of fun taking the win.
How were the rest of your games? Did you go 2-1?
We won all 3. Yeah.
Sorry, all 3. Tell me about the other 2 games that I wasn't at.
So against Thermopolis, we were down probably 7 or 8 points, and then we ended up coming back and winning by 3. We were down 2, and then I hit a 3 with like 50 seconds left, and so we were up 1, and then they kind of had to start fouling, so that one was good. And then against Buffalo, we got down by 10, and then we worked our way back by halftime. And then we came out at halftime and got down by 16 points. And then we magically came back and won.
So a lot of good experience to get set for a conference season then.
Yes, definitely.
Now you get to play Evanston this weekend, the inner county team. How do you feel about this game when it rolls around every year?
It's always tough playing against Evanston. They're really physical. They're a lot more physical than our usual games, and it's a lot harder, but I really want to win. So.
What is it about Evanston that makes them such a physical team to play?
I don't know. They just push you around a lot, all the time.
So they're always pushing you.
Yeah.
You played in it last year as a freshman, and that was a game that you ended up winning by double digits.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they haven't forgotten about that, and you guys have your task set in front of you this year.
Yes, definitely.
You also have to play Star Valley, and that's another 4A team. You played them already. A very tight game. That one was one of those close games in that 6-game losing streak. It just went away from you. So many games close in the year. I thought maybe that Rollins win that was close was maybe kind of a step forward for this team.
Definitely. It was super good to win a close game instead of being on the other end and losing a close game. It's just so much more fun to win, and also it just gives you that extra boost going to the next game. So.
Your dad said he didn't necessarily mind losing those games early because he said he had the attention of everyone in practice.
Yeah. When you lose, you definitely are paying attention more to what you can do better, and so you're just constantly focused in practice and trying to get your team to be as good as they can.
I want to finish off with I saw some Facebook pictures of the Lyman High School heading over to the elementary school and having like a reading day with the kids. You were a part of that. What can you tell me about it?
We do it every single year, and we just wrap a present and wrap a book, and then we go over to the elementary school and we give them like a candy cane, and then either we read to them or they read to us, and it's always super fun, and the kids are always super excited, so it's good.
What age group were you with?
I was with second graders, I think. Yeah, it was good.
Were they reading to you, or were you reading to them, or was it both?
She was reading to me, but I had to help her with a few words, so yeah.
It was advanced.
Yes.
I'm sure you were happy that you knew the words, though.
Yes. I had to sound a few out, but I got it.
I'm sure that's not true, but thanks for playing along. Bryce Hansen, sophomore with Lyman, and good luck this weekend. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Lyman came away victorious yesterday, 36-30, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value board over Star Valley. That was a team they dropped to over the break, so they split with their former conference foe and will head into conference play next week. Looking to get wins against Pinedale and Big Piney. We've got some broadcasts coming up next week on the 14th that's not the 14th or 15th, the 24th and 25th. We'll be with Pinedale both days. Lyman has Big Piney on the Friday, and then Saturday we'll have their game, Lyman at Pinedale. We will take a break and come back with the Coaches Show portion. We'll hear from Jeremy Fessler and Jason Hansen next on this Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company has helped thousands of people put their homes, businesses, and lives back together after a fire, flood, storm, or other disastrous event. We work with all insurance companies, and we work for you by being professional, fair, and honest. Our certified technicians are trained in every aspect of restoration, so we can complete each project in a fast and satisfactory way. Call us today, 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Jeremy Fessler with me, head coach of the Lady Red Devils. Coach, first time I'm talking to you this year. Tell me a little bit about this team as you've prepared them going from last year to this year.
Defensively, we're not as solid as we were in years past. We're still work in progress defensively. Just this last JV game, I started charting when were you out of position defensively or offensively. And so I'm going to put that up so the girls can see it, because sometimes they don't believe what we're saying. So we're a work in progress there. Offensively, at times we have more options scoring-wise. At other times, we miss a lot of shots. And so we had a very good weekend at the Gorge where we actually scored. You know, when we score, we can play with teams. And when we don't, like Central, we started the first half 3 for 20. Then we struggle immensely. And so consistency is something that we're striving to get better at also.
I've seen you in several games this year. I know, like you said, you've had a lot of points in some games. I saw you at Flaming Gorge, and then saw you at Cheyenne. And saw you a little bit in Gillette as well. You mentioned the defense, the shooting. I know you're shooting somewhere in the 30% neighborhood, and then defensively you're still trying to get that. So how have you balanced the two in practice, trying to prioritize which one you put more time into?
Well, we always start with defense. That's just the way I am. I'm a defensive-minded coach, and that's probably why we struggle a little bit on offense. This week, particularly, we worked on a lot of zone stuff because we got zoned a lot. And if you're a smart coach and you look at our shooting percentages, you're going to zone us. Yeah. And so we spent a lot of time on zone, and we spent a lot of time on defense this week.
As you get ready for Mountain View, it's kind of a extra conference game because you get a good home crowd atmosphere. It's kind of a warm-up as you get prepared for a very tough Western Conference schedule. How do you approach this game?
We're still in the preseason stage in my eyes, and we're still – heck, I'm still trying to find rotation. We're still trying to figure out who our back five are. We pretty much have a solid front seven, and we're still trying to find that back five, and we're still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. We've been stuck in a lot of man. We've struggled having basketball smarts and knowing where you're supposed to be in certain things in different presses and stuff. So we've haven't really ran a lot of different type of stuff except for full court man and half court man. So this is a game where we can try some of that stuff.
Has your team been a little bit momentum driven this year from what happened the day before? As I look at, you beat South by a decent margin with a good second half in Flaming Gorge, and then on day two you can't quite get them. I think it was an overtime finish. Was that a difference in momentum, or was there just different, were your girls playing a little differently out there?
The South, I'll tell you exactly what happened in the South game. The first time we shot 52% from the field, and the second time we were in the 20s.
So it comes down to shooting.
It comes down to shooting. If we run stuff right, we get shots. If we're making shots, and I don't think it affects our defense. It did against Central. I know it did against Central. But otherwise, we were missing shots. We were down 9 at half at South, and we came back and battled back in that game. But it just, when you can't score, every defensive possession it's like everything's like a championship every possession, because if they score 2 or 3 times in a row, you're gonna have trouble getting back in the game. And so it is, it's hard. I don't think it's balanced. I don't think it's based on games.
Yeah.
It's just based on how we shoot right now.
And finally, as you get ready for a conference schedule, I've seen Green River. They're very solid. Rock Springs has a very good sophomore who can score the ball. And Kelly Walsh just got better with bringing in Nia Chimay, so they've got a lot of length and athleticism. When you look at a lot of these teams, they're going to be trapping. You're going to be facing a lot of pressure, and you're going to go up against a lot of length. Is that been kind of, as you said, you're in your preseason, looking forward to what can we develop to try to score against some of these teams?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of length and we've seen a lot of speed. We've played a very tough schedule to start the year, so that's going to help us against those teams. We struggle getting our eyes up and seeing diagonals, and I think that's something we really stressed in practice this week. Is when you're getting those trapping zones, you got to get the ball on the weak side of the floor and you got to attack from that side. So hopefully you see some of that more diagonal type stuff today. But yeah, we got to figure that stuff out. We're not having a lot of trouble in the full court pressure situations. We're getting the ball up the floor, I feel, pretty effectively. It's just executing down on that half-court offensive stuff.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's jump right into the interview with Jason Hansen, as our pregame show is only going to be about 25 minutes today, unfortunately. We'll get more into the boys game when we get a chance, maybe at halftime or pregame of that boys. But now let's move on in the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. Call Sawyer's at 741-7000 or visit wilddisastercleanup.com with Jason Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles, running on a 6-game win, or trying to make it a 5-game winning streak. Double check that right now. As winners of 4 straight after that 6-game losing streak. Lyman trying to make it 5 here tonight. Now let's hear from Jason Hansen.
Lyman girls head coach Jason Hansen with me. Eventful weekend, certainly not a boring one. You go 3-0, but anything but sure victories throughout.
Yeah, I thought it was a good weekend. We got tested in every game. Every game kind of came down to the wire, and that's what we need moving forward. And so I saw some great defense played. We're still getting better on offense, and I think that kind of got us over the hump a little bit on some of those games.
Certainly, close games have been nothing new, but getting the wins in it, that's a good step forward and had to be a little relieving to get 3 games in a row that were close or you were down, that you came away victorious.
Yeah, I slept better this weekend, and so that's always a plus. But, yeah, to get on the winning side and see the girls' confidence grow a little bit more is great to see. And so, yeah, we're hoping that moving forward, this momentum will, help us with some tough games we have this weekend.
A wild game on Friday against Rollins, first with the home crowd, then with everything else that was happening in the game for both sides. It was a lot of early season coaching going on and having to be careful out on the floor. A game like that seemed to be a good jump into a competitive conference season upcoming.
Yeah, Rollins, very athletic. They won state volleyball last year, and they were tall, long, and we haven't seen many teams like that. And so it was a good challenge for us. And there was a lot of fouls called, and there was a lot of different coaching that had to be done to just survive the game. And so it was a fun contest.
Now, what about Evanston? You play them every year, and it's not a conference game, but it's inside the county. These teams know each other. They play each other in the off seasons. What goes into preparing and then getting through a game like this?
Yeah, it's always competitive with Evanston. They have a great coaching staff, and they've had great players over the last couple of years, and I think we're about 500 with each other, and so I expect them to make it tough on us and pressure us and make us turn it over, and I'm just hoping that we can get it past half court and get into our offense because of all the pressure they apply.
You do really have to start there with the Evanston team, don't you, is the pressure that they put on or try to in the full court?
Yeah, I've been telling my coaching staff that game's going to be won from us taking the out of bounds and getting it past half court, and if we can do that, we have a good chance to be successful. But if we don't, Evanston might come in and kick our butt. So,
well, I'm sure the home fans aren't hoping for that one. So good luck as you get ready for it, and then we'll be back with you next week for region play. Coach Hansen, thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for covering our games. Appreciate it.
Here in the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show, let's give you the starting lineups. Bryce Hansen at point guard, Charles C. Rose, a sophomore wing, as well as Sage Bradshaw, a freshman. Hadley Gross and Mandy Ayer in the post, with Nicole Peden out with the broken thumb. For Evanston, sitting at 4-6 on the season, Lyman trying to win their 5th game in a row, as we mentioned, after losing 6 straight. Taryn Wagstaff and Amber Lowe at the guards, Maggie Moore as a wing along with Amber Lowe, and Zosha Novakowski and Stacia Barker in the post. Welcoming on now Kate Bollinger to the broadcast. Kate, you've seen Lyman play. We last saw them against Rollins, and then we saw them, I think, before that in Flaming Gorge tournaments. Where have you seen, going back to that Rollins game, they were able to win that, and that started this 4-game winning streak. What are you seeing out of this team?
You even saw it in the JV game. They're very physical. They're very outgoing. They have these things that they can just get out and go. They like to push. They're very defensive-minded. They're going to beat you on defense if you let them.
Well, we'll see exactly how that goes. We'll be back after the national anthem and starting lines with the opening tip on this contest, brought to you by First Bank on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company specializes in fire damage restoration, mold inspection, remediation and testing, flood cleanup, and biohazardous cleanup services. We complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Safety is our highest priority, and once we've completed your job, we ensure your home or business will again be a safe place to occupy. Call me, Chase, at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at state, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And Achieve Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Thank you for tuning in to the pregame show brought to you by Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction. We will take a look at our boys' game after the conclusion of this contest and get set for that. We'll hear from head coaches at the half. We'll try to get everyone in. But the starting lineups, we gave you them before we headed to the break. Being announced right now, Lyman in the white home jerseys, blue numerals and lettering, Evanston in the red roads. One more time, the starters: Bryce Hansen, Charles C. Rose, Sage Bradshaw, Hadley Gross, Mandy Ayer for Lyman. For Evanston, it's Taryn Wagstaff, Amber Lowe, Maggie Moore, Zosha Novakowski, and Stacia Barker. Evanston won 31-30 yesterday against Mountain View. They got great rebounding on the inside, and with Nicole Peden out today, Kate, what's that mean for Lyman on the boards?
They're going to struggle.
It's going to be tough. They're going to have to find it. They're going to have to crash the boards because that's Nicole's bread and butter is the boards.
Mandy's going to have to step up Bryce. They're going to have to definitely box out their person and try to just get to the basket as fast as possible.
The opening tip has Lyman moving from left to right, Evanston from right to left. Bryce Hansen versus Stacia Barker. Sophomore against sophomore. Some youth on both of these teams. Tip is up into the hands of Sage Bradshaw, the freshman, and we are underway in the opening quarter. Lyman versus Evanston, game 2 of the battle for Uinta County. Backdoor cut, Hansen to Rose, quick 2 on the board. Execution there, Kate, on that backdoor cut.
That was pretty. I don't even have words for it. That was just beautiful.
You love it when you see that executed, especially on the first play of the game. That's exactly what Coach Hansen was looking for.
It builds that confidence in the girls that they can just go in, and they've got it. They've already got 2 points up on them. They can go in and they can dominate.
Taryn Wagstaff with the basketball for Evanston. Amber Lowe dribbles twice, then to Wagstaff. Looking into the post, Mandy Ayer cuts off the passing lanes, and the first turnover of the day is against Evanston. Mandy Ayer, the ball controller, off to Charles C. Rose. Ayer will play in the post today, but she can also bring the ball across. She can play on the wing. Really, at 5'10", Mandy Ayer can play anywhere. Backdoor cut again. Hansen to Ayer. 2 buckets and both off assists from Bryce Hansen, reading the court, and her players in the post reading and running the lanes.
Bryce can really play anywhere, but when she gets in there and even just gives the assist, the team's so much better.
Great ball control and vision by Lyman early on. It's 4-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Amber Lowe to the left wing, finds Wagstaff. Bounce pass to Zosha Novakowski and out of bounds. 2 turnovers on 2 possessions for Evanston. Pressure on for the Red Devils. Bryce Hansen and Bradshaw, the only two in the backcourt. Hansen is a one-man press-breaking machine, though, at times. She passes right side to Bradshaw, and the press is broken. Hadley Gross over to the right corner. Look into the post. One dribble, turn around, high shot by Hansen, rattles out. Stacia Barker gets the rebound over Hadley Gross, and it's headed Evanston's way. Going from right to left. First quarter, 6:19 left in that opening quarter, and a 4-0 lead for Lyman. Novakoski left open on the short corner, turns around into the blocks. Drive is in, and she walked with it. Kate, 3 possessions for Evanston. Turnovers, 3.
Yeah, that's got to change. I don't know what their percentage is right now on turnovers, but if they want to compete in this game, they're going to have to turn.
Take a quick look at that. On the season, Evanston averaging 19 turnovers per game, giving up 6.5 more per game than they are getting. Back to action, first quarter, 2 minutes gone by. Lyman basketball. Sage Bradshaw has it on the wing, to Hansen at the top. She fakes a 3, drives in, 2 big steps, exaggerated against Wagstaff, and it's up and in the bucket for Bryce Hansen. She has been in on every single point, either by assist or getting the field goal there. Heidi Barton made a quick appearance into the game. Barely even saw her come in. Not even 2 minutes into the contest. Taryn Wagstaff back to Amber Lowe. Bounce pass into the high post. Stacia Barker can't handle it. That's 4 turnovers for Evanston already. Mandy Arrow across the timeline. Bounce pass. No, she continues to dribble. Then off left side to Rose. On the wing, Wagstaff guarding Hansen. One jab step, backs up a little bit, more to the top of the key. Swing around to the right side, Sage Bradshaw. The freshman guarded by Lowe, spins around to the left. Looks into Hansen in the high post, and Wagstaff called for a foul.
Wagstaff's very shifty with the way that she moves, and sometimes she can get away with that, and other times she gets called for hitting on the hand.
And she kind of got under. It looked like Hansen kind of got caught under. And I think that's what Fessler was just talking about, that she swiped, that she didn't get caught, but I think it's maybe the body. She got a little bit of body there. Inbound to Mandy Air and Stacia Barker with the rebound. Nothing wrong with the coach pleading his team's case, though. That's what they're out there for. Even if you know the call was right, you still say it was wrong, don't you?
Oh, definitely.
Heidi Barton on the right wing to the right side. Tiana Pierce into the game. Oh, turnover number 5 for Evanston. Bradshaw on the run. Layup is high, hard off the glass. Air on the rebound, hit from behind. Headed to the line. Tiana Pierce with the foul. Mandy Air for 2 shots upcoming. On the season, Mandy Air a 43% free throw shooter. The team shooting 55%. Evanston not really any better, shooting actually a little bit lower at 53. So 5 turnovers for Evanston. I think I've been adding those up, right?
I think so.
Their first 4 possessions were turnovers. Do you have them all accounted for?
I need to recalculate something, so give me just a second.
Novakoski had 1.
Yeah.
That was a pass by Tiana Pierce. That's 2 of them. I think, well, there's 5 one way or another. It is 7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And how did it get 7-0? Oh, they missed with the first, made the second. There we go. I can do math. 7-0 as Air goes 1-2 from the free throw line. First quarter action. Heidi Barton. She races across the court. Knocked out from behind by Sage Bradshaw. Inbound. I loved watching Heidi Barton play yesterday. She's playing in her first year of varsity. She is so fast out on the court.
She is fast. She's fun to watch.
Barker.
She's just kind of shifty, a good point guard.
Yeah, she can blow past anyone. She stays with quick players defensively, too. That was a problem with Casey Bugas trying to shake a defender, thinking, oh, I'm the fastest person out on the court. Heidi Barton was right with her yesterday. A turnover on a bad pass from Evanston back to Lyman. There's 6 turnovers and a bounce out of bounds off the leg of Stacia Barker. Sage Bradshaw keeps the possession alive. So we have 6 Evanston turnovers. I don't think any for Lyman.
There's 1 turnover.
1 turnover for Lyman.
Yep, by Sage Bradshaw. She threw it away.
And make it 2 as Hope Sinnott into the game and throws it away. Heidi Barton with the basketball on the run. And again, poked out from behind. Sage Bradshaw trying to get back-to-back steals. Knocks it out of bounds, but she comes out of nowhere. Twin sister Caroline into the game, as is Madison Harris. Hope Sinnott, Bryce Hansen, and Mandy Air rounding out the starting 5 for the Evanston Lady Red Devils. Our camera person never came up, Kate.
Oh, no.
Maybe we could get that going.
Sorry, guys.
I just noticed that.
I did too.
Caroline Bradshaw with the basketball. I was just looking over.
Who was supposed to be?
We were supposed to have a girl come up, and I'm not sure exactly who that was. But I just noticed that they never showed.
Yeah.
Caroline Bradshaw inbounds to Bryce Hansen. We'll see if we can get them back here in a second.
I would appreciate that.
Bryce Hansen back to Bradshaw. 4:18 left in the first quarter, and Bradshaw walked with it.
Was that Caroline that did that?
Yes, it was. Caroline with the walk.
All right.
7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heidi Barton over to the left side. It's Amber Lowe back to Barton at the top of the key. 4:07 left in the opening quarter. Wagstaff to the right corner. Amber Lowe has it guarded tightly by Hope Sinnott. Wagstaff to the high post. Turn around, free throw line shot by Zosha is in. Evanston breaks the seal on the board. And Zosha's got 2. She had 11 in yesterday's contest. 4 minutes, just a little bit under. Caroline, baseball passed over to the left side. It's Mandy Ayer. Turn around and up top to Bryce Hansen. Shot from straight away. Hansen misses a 3-ball. Madison Harris takes it on the rebound. Throws it past Bryce, but it's into the hands of Mandy Ayer. 7-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. A 3 airballed by Mandy Ayer. Madison Harris saves it on the baseline to Hansen, then to Sinnott. Shot goes. Hope Sinnott with the 2. Timeout taken. We'll take it as well on this First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com. 9-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Back here in the first quarter, it's 9-2. Kate, I found a replacement. Nice young lady has offered to help us out while we look for our missing camera person. So thank you so much. Just kind of keep it, you can look into the viewfinder right to the left there. Just kind of follow the ball, and we'll help you out as we can. 9-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 3:15 left in the opening quarter, and Heidi Barton throws the basketball away. Well, turnovers now up to 7, I think, Kate. Baseball pass from Caroline. Up ahead and
6.
out of bounds. 6 turnovers for Evanston and a turnover for Lyman. The Sage Bradshaw pass goes long and out. Inbound from Taryn Wagstaff to Heidi Barton. Moving from right to left here in the opening quarter. Evanston down by 7 points. Taryn Wagstaff on the right wing. Moves to the top of the key and passes off to Barton. She throws a high pass to the right corner. Gives it to Lowe. Back to Barton. Steps in. Drives to the elbow. Turn around. Zosha quick up, and Hadley Gross called for the foul. Hadley backing away and upset that she got called for that one. I think she knows she got caught there.
That was a good look by Heidi, that there was just that small gap for just that second, and she was able to see Zosha and just throw it right in. 2
shots for Zosha Novakowski. 2:54 left in the first quarter. First free throw swish. Zosha led the way for Evanston in their 31-30 victory yesterday. Had 11 points. That's right on the nose of her season average.
Maggie Moore is in for Amber Lowe.
Yeah, like we said, Maggie Moore, like Kate said, she comes back into the game. 2:54 left in the first period. Zosha with the second, misses front iron. Rebound by Lyman. Madison Harris rips it down into the hands of Sinnott. She turns around, looks for a passing mate. Up ahead to Bradshaw on the right wing. From wing to wing, Sage Bradshaw runs. Layup thrown up, no call, and it's just out of bounds. Stays with Lyman. So far, I'd say the rebounding's looking all right for Lyman.
Yeah. Madison Harris is doing amazing. She so far just has 3. She's the only one that I have doing anything on the boards right now.
Hey, it's okay. I think we've got more than 3 rebounds, but that's all right. Mandy Ayer has at least 2. You can chalk her up for 2 of those, let's say.
All right, we'll do that.
9-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, and a ball rolls out of bounds on the Lyman side. Loose ball goes Evanston's way. Heidi Barton with the basketball, taking it across the timeline from right to left. Barton still with it, throws down to Zosha. She has to trail out to the left corner to grab it, throws it back to Wagstaff. Here she drives into the high post, turns around to Barker, ball up into the air. Hadley Gross takes it away. On the run from left to right. Hadley controlling it. Wagstaff trying to stab at it. Off to the left corner. Caroline fakes a 3. Into the post. Zosha cuts off the pass intended for Harris. On the run. Zosha on the layup. Perfect pass, or perfect shot in. Zosha with all 5 of Evanston's points. Hope Sinnott on the other end. Drops in to Hadley Gross, and she returns the favor with a transition bucket for 2. High-scoring first quarter for Lyman, sitting at 11 points, up 11-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 1:48 left in the first period. Stacia being fronted and she's fouled by Hadley Gross for her second foul. That hurts Lyman. Foul trouble's been a trouble for Lyman throughout the season, but down a post player already. They can't afford to lose Hadley, who's done well defensively so far.
She has, if I was her, I would have gone on the other side. You got to, when Stacia is that tall against you, you can't front her because she can just do that. Exactly what she did. They just threw it over her head, and she got it up and in.
Maggie Moore with the inbound. It's 11-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. There was a wholesale switch. Charles C. Rose, Mandy Ayer, Kendall Dickerson, and Bryce Hansen all into the game. Maggie Moore with the corner shot. Good for two. Maggie, the first player not named Zosha to score for Evanston, and it's a 3-ball, so it's 11-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bradshaw in transition, misses the layup. Rebound, it's two players for Evanston fighting against each other. Well, that was interesting. Don't see that too often. And they were ripping at it, saying, give me that stat. I want the board. No, give me the board. Amber Lowe with the basketball. Passes off to the left side. Amber Lowe back with it. Over to the corner. Maggie Moore, wing to wing. Out, and a rejection from Sage Bradshaw on the play there. Bryce Hansen across the timeline, moving from left to right. Stops and pops from the top of the key. Nothing but net. Drano for Bryce Hansen. 5 in the quarter. 14-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board.
She was the three-point champion.
Absolutely, she was, and looking like it there. 42 seconds left, 14-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Opening quarter, we'll have the Reese Auto Service second. Zosha controls a wild pass into the post. And Evanston right now, at times we've seen Lyman throw the ball into space. Evanston's doing that right now, and Lyman's taking advantage.
I think they're getting flustered. Lyman got up early, and I think it's getting in their head. They just need to calm down and know where the basketball at and know where your people's at.
Yeah, they got to do something here, trying to figure out one way or another. Zosha has been an answer for them offensively, though. She has 7 in the quarter, including a little drop-in step from the left block. Sage Bradshaw to Hansen, 24 seconds left in the quarter. 14-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hansen baseline drive, dribbled out of bounds, and nobody touched it except for Bryce. No foul. Turnover, Lyman. Maggie Moore with the basketball.
Amber's bringing it up the court.
And Moore with it, or Low with it with 9 seconds left. Over to the right side, driving in. Mota to the corner. Moore at the buzzer, just about 2 seconds left. Throws up a 3, misses. 14-10 at the end of the first quarter on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman on top of Evanston. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Extended break there in the quarter. We had one possession, and was it a foul there on Evanston?
Yeah, it was on Tiana Pierce.
Picks up her second. Well, I was trying to find a camera person or who was assigned for camera. We're looking. Got a nice young lady running it for us right now. We appreciate her coming over. She was sitting next to us, said, hey, could you help us out? And thank you so much for bringing us this coverage here on mylocalradio.com. Second quarter, Lyman with the lead over Evanston, 14-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Taryn Holt into the game and gets an immediate open pass on the pass entered into the post. Turnover Evanston's way, moving from right to left. Low to the right side, it's Taryn Wagstaff on the wing. Out to the right corner, Taryn Holt throws up a shot. Couple steps inside the three-point line, no good. Rebound, Caroline Bradshaw over Tiana Pierce. Mandy Air with it, taking it across the timeline, throws it up high to Harris, out of bounds, still saved, and Chelsea Rose throws up a shot, no good. Stacia Barker, looked like Lyman tried to push the pace a little bit too much.
Yeah, they really did. They just need to slow down. They play more of a slower offense anyway with a little bit of speed here and there, but they just need to slow down. There's no reason to hurry. You have a lead.
You got the lead, and their mistakes seem to add up when they try to run too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Tiana Pierce with the basketball, up top to Amber Lowe. Drive around right side, Taryn Wagstaff with the basketball. 6:41 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Any engine, large or small, Reese is there to work on it for you and get it running right. Wagstaff for a wing triple, misses short. Rebound popped off the shoulder of Harrison into the hands of Air. Pierce coming in from behind, knocks the ball away from Mandy. And it stays with Lyman. Bryce Hansen with the basketball. Baseline inbound. Upcoming for her.
Cambry Brown replaces Tiana Pierce, I believe, and Mia Barker in for Taryn Holt, or the opposite way.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you're right on the button with those, yep. Pierce and Barker into the game. Foul call. No, it was just out of bounds. The coaches for Evanston were hoping for a foul call is what it was. 6:18 left in the Reese Auto Service second. Air takes the inbound, high shot up, air balls it. Mia Barker with the rebound. Amber Lowe moving from right to left. On the right wing, Taryn Wagstaff to Lowe, fakes to the left, over to the right side. Taryn Wagstaff waiting for Pierce to come out on the right corner. Skip to the left, nearly over the head of Lowe. She backs up and grabs it, guarded by Bradshaw. Throw up from Brown to Wagstaff, then back to Lowe. Under 6 to play in the Reese Auto Service second period. Lowe throws it through the hands, looking for Barker, but it goes through the hands of Air. Picked up Lyman basketball. Caroline to Bryce. She tries the top of the key three. Would have been her second. She misses just a bit short. 14-10, the score stays on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman on top of Evanston. Amber Lowe on the right wing, over to the right side. Brown into Barker in the post, being fronted and hit from behind by Madison Harris. Wait for the confirmation that it is on 2-1. There it comes from the official.
You know, Caroline Bradshaw, she looks like she's starting to get tired, a little winded. She's out there playing incredible defense. I don't know how she has the lung capacity or the energy to play the defense that she does, but she's right up in the girls' grill, and she's going to take the ball if she can.
Playing hard, and she just played 3 quarters of JV a little bit before this. 5:23 left. The inbound comes into Barton. Throws to Brown, back to Barton on the left wing. Swing from wing to wing. Wagstaff into the post. Zosha left unassigned. An open shot for Novakowski. She got a couple of those yesterday. Scores first in the second period. No one there. That's an easy layup.
That is an easy layup. They switched the defense to go completely to one side, and she kind of stayed on the outside. It was just wide open for the layup.
Bounce pass to Charles C. Rose. Throws over left corner. Hadley Gross, baseline drive. 2 steps, shot up, no good. Hope Sinnott and Gross fighting for the board for Lyman. Tie up, foul finally comes in against Lyman. Coach DeRue for Evanston has got 2 thumbs in the air. He wanted a jump ball. The foul instead goes against Evanston. It's on number 41, Mia Barker. Her first. 14 fouls for both sides. Air catch and shoot on the baseline inbound, in for Air. 5 points for Mandy. She's had a good game, playing a little bit more post-heavy duties today with Nicole Peden out. A bounce pass stolen away by Charles C. Rose, and a double dribble called against Rose. I thought she was going to get a foul against Evanston from behind.
No such, though.
I didn't see the double dribble.
I didn't either, but I was looking at my laptop putting in stats. So
there you go. I was looking ahead, but I don't necessarily always have the best. You don't always have the best angle, and
no.
You know, frankly, neither do the referees.
No.
Sometimes you're looking through players and guessing. 16-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heidi Barton to Barker on the left corner. She takes one dribble out to the right wing. Wagstaff to Brown. Tries a 3 or a very long 2. Airballs it. Mia Barker hit in the lane to the free throw line. Mia Barker, a freshman for this, or a sophomore for this Evanston team. And she's 2 of 5 from the free throw line on the season. Did not have any points in yesterday's game or any free throws, so those stats are up to date. 4-point lead. And Barker hits her first.
Her older brother, Jesse Barker, occasionally struggled from the free throw line.
Did he?
He did.
Was he a 60-something% free throw shooter?
His sophomore year, he played just like me on varsity for a few minutes here and there, and he struggled as a sophomore with free throws.
I remember that year, and I remember that team, but I don't necessarily remember his free throw shooting. 16-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Gross in transition puts up a 2 ball. She's got 2 buckets. Normally not known for her offense, not shooting a high clip, but she's answering the call in the post today as well. Skip to the left side, Wagstaff to Barker. She hesitates, looked like she wanted to pass before shoot. Novakowski comes up with the rebound and is fouled, headed to the free throw line. I thought she was headed there. Maybe it's on the ground. It's on the ground.
Is that on Chelsea?
It's number 2 on Chelsea Rose. She stays out onto the court, though. Coach Hansen not afraid to play his players with 2 fouls in the second quarter. A lot of coaches will do that, but I think he's more aggressive and just trusts his players and coaches them to play smart defense depending on what their foul count is. Jump ball on the Evanston side, and the possession arrow is with Lyman. 18-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman on top by 5 points. Here's the press by Evanston. What do we got here on the press, Kate? Well, it's broken is what we got. Throw it over the top. Mandy Air to Rose. Shot. Falls. Was that the chaos look?
I think it was supposed to be.
It didn't work, but I was just curious if. And you wouldn't have necessarily been as familiar with that one.
I wouldn't. I stopped playing basketball before we really got into it too much.
20-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 7-point lead for Lyman over Evanston. Maggie Moore throws it to Amber. She takes a jump stop out to the right side. Zosha wants a 3, misses off the back handle. Moore fighting for the board. Raven Heaton in the game, goes horizontal. Ball stays with Evanston after all that. Heaton did a belly flop out there, reaching for the basketball, but it hit a cheerleader instead. Maggie Moore throws it up high to Amber. 3:09 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Jump stop back, and Sage Bradshaw there running the lanes. Takes the steal, passes back to Heaton. She fires and drops it down for 2. Raven Heaton on the board. 22-13 and a 9-point lead by Lyman. Yesterday, Mountain View coming into the game shooting 41% on the year. Couldn't hit a bucket. Lyman not having such troubles today. Turnaround shot made by Novakowski. She's lighting it up for Evanston. She's already at her season average of 11 points.
I don't know what Lyman's going to have to do. Right now they have Bryce on her, and she's been doing pretty good, but Zosha is a good player, and she can turn around and hit those shots.
Timeout taken by Evanston. It's 22-15 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman's offense is working well, but Evanston is hanging right in and down just 7 late in the second quarter, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company specializes in fire damage restoration, mold inspection, remediation and testing, flood cleanup, and biohazardous cleanup services. We complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Safety is our highest priority, and once we've completed your job, we ensure your home or business will again be a safe place to occupy. Call me, Chase, at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Whatever you need, it's like.
Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Evanston basketball down by 7. They find Zosha in the post, and she drops it in 13 points. Right now, Zosha can't get the basketball with that much space. Bryce closed in as soon as she got it. However, you can't give her that position because it's too late. It's foul territory or let her go by.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the break, a quick 2 by Evanston makes it 22-17. Air drives in against Barker. Goes off the glass, misses. Stacia with the rebound. She just stayed flat-footed, grabbed it out of the air. Heidi Barton races past Caroline. Bounce pass out right side. Baseline drive. Maggie airballs it. Rebound Zosha off the glass and in. 15 for Novakowski. 8 in the quarter. And she is single-handedly keeping Evanston in. She has all 8 of the points this second quarter for the Red Devils. Mandy Air up by 3 points. Lyman looking for a half-court set. 90 seconds to go. Caroline Bradshaw flashing into the post. Sage with it at the left wing. Over to the corner and then to the top. Swing around right side. Caroline fakes a 3. May have come close to stutter stepping, but kept at least 1 foot on the ground. Sage Bradshaw back with the basketball. Over to the right wing. It's Ayers. Pulls Stacia out of the post, at least momentarily. Hanson grabs it at the top. Fakes a 3. Goes to her right. Guarded by Heidi. Heidi staying right with her, and that's a good quick defender to keep with the top scorer for the Lyman Eagles. Bradshaw, that's Sage, out to Caroline for a triple on the right corner, overshot it, and the board is out of bounds, and Zosha looks like she got hit in the nose. It hit Zosha in the nose, but it stays with Evanston. I don't know about that. If one player comes up saying, oh, my face, I think they may have hit it.
I would say so.
But it could have gone off the arm of a Lyman player after that. 22-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 57 ticks left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Mia Barker with the inbound take across the timeline. Back to Stacia. She holds on to it, waits for a ball handler. Heidi Barton presents herself, so she takes it to the free throw line. Out to the left corner, into the block. Stacia can't handle it. Grabs it up on a second chance. Triple team comes in. Holt open for 3. Misses short. Rebound Barker. She puts it on the ground once, but loses it. Madison Harris comes away with the basketball. Across the timeline, 33 seconds left. Reese Auto Service second period. Deep 3 from the wing. Hanson misses long. Rebound by Heidi Barton for the Evanston Red Devils. Across and moving with it from right to left. 23 seconds left. Barton, high dribble. Stops to Holt. Looks into the post. Going for Novakowski. Hanson had it out of bounds, and someone from Evanston touched it as it went out of bounds. Zosha was the only person in the territory.
She looks a little disgusted, so I would probably say it was off of her.
I think Zosha looks a little tired, too, and we know the bug that's been going around Evanston. I've been told that Zosha, along with a couple of other players, are kind of inflicted by it. 16 seconds left, 22-19, Lyman basketball. Bryce Hanson with it, going to her right. Lyman looking well, trying to get their 5th win in a row. Halfway there, it's Mandy Air backing up, high shot over Stacia. Stacia certainly changed her shot. 1 second left, the quarter expires. 22-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman on top on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at West Star Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit West Star Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. West Star Printing, 307-789-5202.
Well, Kate, it's halftime here at Lyman High School, and we've got some junior dancers out here. Their music stopped. They were professionals. They stopped as well. Now it's running good. Some. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
I'm sorry.
They're facing away from us, of course, as we're looking out to the large Lyman crowd. Pretty good showing here today. It's a one-sided gym, so you don't get the sound reverberating around, but it can get loud here in Lyman, as we were here for the Bridger Valley volleyball game earlier in the year. That was certainly a loud contest and a great one, a five-setter that finished. I think it was at 16-14 or 15-13, one of the two. It was a 2-point differential at the end of that. But this game, 22-19 at the end of the first half, Lyman has looked like they're starting to come into their own the last few games, but how would they do against Evanston, which defeated the number 2 team in 3A last night, 31-30? Pretty well in the first half. I've been impressed with their offense. I think as of late they've gotten a little bit hasty, but pretty good. 22-19, they lead it. What have you seen?
Honestly, it doesn't feel like as close of a game as what it does, but you got to consider that all their offense is coming from Zosha.
Yeah.
And you have Maggie Moore, who scored a 3, and a couple of free throws from like Mia Barker, and then Zosha has the rest.
Yeah. Well, you look at the point spread. Maggie Moore, you said, with a 3. Mia Barker's 1 of 2 from the line, and Zosha is 1 of 2 from the free throw line as well. So 2 of 4 shooting for Evanston in the first half. 1 of 2 for Lyman. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I had her with 15, and as I double check, 15 points for Zosha out of those 19. A little bit more spread out for Lyman, and that's how you want it if you're a Lyman team, because they need to get points from all over the court. Yes, Bryce is a great shooter, but Mandy's a good scorer as well. Charlesy can get points in, and you don't want, like, if you're Coach Hansen in the halftime locker room right now, you're saying we cannot give Zosha open positioning, because if you take away her points, Evanston's doing nothing.
Well, I really liked, there was one point, I think it was one of Zosha's last points, but Bryce was guarding her, and Heidi, she has great vision on the court. She can see those gaps of where the defense is at, and she can throw the ball where it needs to go. And it went to Zosha, and Bryce had to try to come over as fast as possible from gaps and try to block that shot from Zosha, and she was unsuccessful that time. But you have that point of where Zosha and Heidi work together as a team, and they're able to do great things.
And we mentioned with the spread around scoring for Lyman, Bryce Hansen with 5 points, Charles C. Rose with 4 by Hadley Gross, Mandy Ayer with the lead, and tied for the lead with 5 points, Hope Sinnott with 2, and Raven Heaton with 2. What do you have for some stats as you get a little more in-depth?
For Lyman as a team, shooting from 2, they're sitting at 47% and 17% from 3. As far as the free throw line goes, they're sitting at 50%, the same with Evanston. When you get into turnovers, Lyman is sitting at 7 turnovers. I think these teams are pretty much equal when it comes to turnovers. I think they're sitting close to 19 a game on both sides. So I was curious to see how the turnovers were going to end by the end of the game, and they're relatively close. As far as rebounds go, there's 7 in total for Lyman, 5 steals and a block. And then when it comes to Evanston, they're shooting 70% from 2.
70%?
70%
and
from
that's
two.
Zosha. That's Zosha
That's
driven.
all Zosha.
Yeah, and they've just had the ball turned over. Both teams shooting above their season average. Now let's take a break and, well, no, let's actually go right into it right now as we have just 4 minutes until the third quarter starts. Let's hear from Kevin Lewick, who will be the head coach for the Lyman boys in this upcoming nightcap contest right after this on the same stream on mylocalradio.com.
Kevin Lewick of the Lyman Eagles with me. After a 2-1 weekend, what were your takeaways from the final tournament of the season?
Well, we can really score the basketball when we get out and kind of push it in transition. We shot the three well, at times. I felt good about that. We do have streaks in which we kind of give up too many points. That continues to be an emphasis with us. And then we've got to value the basketball. I mean, it just is absolutely driving me crazy that we sometimes come down and throw it to the other team.
How did the turnovers go in your wins versus the loss?
There was a huge discrepancy, against Douglas and then also against Thermopolis. We kind of valued the basketball, did a better job. Against Buffalo, they had the mentality that we're tougher than you, and they kind of crawled into our uniform, and we took a step back.
It was also the second game of the day and the third game of the weekend for both of you, but it looked out there that your team, Lyman, was a little bit more worn out maybe after that morning game where they were putting up points from beyond the arc like crazy. Nothing like that was happening in that final game.
No, we came down, made poor decisions. I thought we gave up the ball at kind of unusual times where guys weren't even looking for the basketball. We kind of put the ball over our head, which allows the defender to, even though you're on offense, now you're on defense because they've taken away your vision. It just looked like we were physically exhausted.
However, in that morning game, Andrew Housekeeper has 5 threes. As a team, you jumped out, especially with that 3-ball, and took big leads over Douglas and were able to hold it out. How did you feel about those first 2 games?
I felt great about those. I felt like that when we share the basketball, sometimes it's just that we call it just one more, one more pass, one more reversal, and then instead of getting an open shot, you get a really open shot. And it shows a streak of unselfishness when kids are willing to share the ball.
Now, as far as this Evanston contest goes, it's inter-county, and you get to play Mountain View down the road in games that count for the conference standings. But it seems like this Evanston game is always one that these teams, take very personally as well, too, just because they grew up together.
Well, I think our kids maybe take it more personal. The Evanston kids, they've kind of had our way with us. We played them over the summer, and we did well against them over the summer. So we hope there's some carryover. We realize they're going to be athletic. They're going to be long. We're not long. We're kind of small, and so we're going to really try to, space the floor and share the basketball.
Yeah, the one thing I did notice in the loss, and I can't speak to the wins because I just wasn't there, so I apologize for that, but the rebounding differential still kind of a work in progress, it seems.
It is. We play a lot of zone, and sometimes it's difficult to find who am I supposed to box out in a zone. Typically, when you're guarding a guy, you know exactly who you're supposed to. We get ourselves caught underneath the basket too often, and when we're only 5'9" or 5'10", now it's like a double whammy.
What is the rule? Is it just the who's ever closest when you're in a zone?
Typically it is. We want to hit and pursue, so we try to find the closest guy. We want a collision, and then we want to pursue the basketball. Sometimes the basketball bounces long. And because of that, at times, our guards don't necessarily pursue. They're kind of looking to go in transition. But when you don't have a lot of size, all 5 guys have to do the dirty work.
Well, good luck, and we'll be looking for that to continue to improve as well as continue to get some wins on the board as we get ready for conference season. Coach Lewick, thank you.
Thank you.
Second half just about to start. Third quarter between the girls of Evanston and Lyman. It's 22-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And this has been an exciting one. Lyman jumped out of the gates right away with good offensive setups. Their first 2 buckets came on backdoor cuts, assisted by Bryce Hansen, and then she drove in and got a shot herself. And since then, it's been a little more spastic, but for the most part, I've loved what I've seen out of Lyman, being patient, setting up in the half court. I think they're a better half court team than they are running.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. They get confidence that way. They know what they're doing. They know how to run their plays, and they just have confidence while doing it.
Evanston basketball to start quarter number 3. Moving from left to right, Evanston, the road team in the red jerseys. Taryn Wagstaff over to Maggie Moore, along with Stacia Barker, Amber Lowe, and Zosha Novakowski on the court. And the quarter starts with a turnover. Sage Bradshaw past Taryn Wagstaff, hoop, and the block foul comes in against Wagstaff. to open up the quarter. Sage Bradshaw, such an impressive freshman. She obviously has the pedigree. Older sister, true freshman, playing off the bench for the University of Wyoming and doing quite well at that. But she's her own player, a different player than her older sister was, but very fine. She is great in the passing lanes.
Oh, yeah, she came out with fury on that one. She missed her first 3 buckets that she tried from 2, and then she just came out. She was not missing that shot.
First points of the day for Sage. She's been a defensive stalwart for Lyman today. She makes the free throw as well, 25-19 the score. 30 seconds into the third period. The Reese Auto Service second quarter. Appreciate Reese Auto Service bringing you that second quarter as we move on to the second half. Heidi Barton with the basketball. Dribbles at the top of the key. Left corner to Zosha. She had 15 in the first half. 15 of Evanston's 19. Only 4 points outside of that were scored. A 3 by Maggie Moore and a free throw by Mia Barker. Drive in from Wagstaff. Tries to go off the glass, actually just drops it in. A little floating jump shot by Taryn Wagstaff has the first 2 in for Evanston. Bryce Hansen across the timeline, a long throw to Mandy Air. Bounce pass to Hadley. Throw up top to Sage. Then to Air. She's at the top of the key, dribbling with her right hand, shading toward the right. Charlesy to Sage, cuts into the high post. Dishes out right side, opens up some space for Hansen. She turns around, back out to Bradshaw, long 2, swish it in. Sage Bradshaw has 5 points for Lyman in the second half, 27-21 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Without the offensive Sage, it's a 1-point game. Amber Lowe fouled as she rises up. 2 shots for her.
You know, when you watch Evanston, Taryn Wagstaff had that gorgeous little just floater right into the bucket. She kind of looked a little irritated. They're down, and she was going to go out and she was going to take care of what Zosha has been doing. And the offenses seem to try to be spreading out a little bit more now.
I think they're definitely more diverse because you see the guards and what you said, Taryn driving in, and this time it was Amber finding her own shot. You've been in the locker room with Coach Fessler. He gets heated when a game like this is going in after the end of the first half.
Yeah, because you know that you should be up and you know that this isn't the way that you're supposed to be playing. But he's in there to try to get you fired up and to get you angry enough to come out and to do what they're doing now.
0 of 2 trip for Lyman for Evanston and Lyman basketball. Mandy Air across the timeline. 6-point lead for the Lyman Eagles. Backdoor cut. This time the favors repaid. Hansen to the line. It was Air to Hansen on the backdoor cut. Mandy running the point in that play. Nice run. I love the backdoor cuts, and Evanston is biting on these. So if you're Coach Hansen, say, hey, keep running it. Be disciplined out there, girls, and it's a great half-court setup. You drop them out, and then you turn and cut to the hoop. Hansen converts on the first. 6 points for her. Caroline Bradshaw. I think with Nicole Peden out, not that Caroline's a post, but you just need depth, and Caroline is a great freshman, twin sister of Sage, that provides that depth for Lyman with Peden out for potentially up to 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Caroline is a great defensive player. She's almost a little energized. She looks like she just had an energy drink, and she's ready to go out and play defense.
Hansen goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 29-21 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heidi Barton tied up with Sage Bradshaw. Jump ball called. Give the possession back to Lyman. That's as good as a turnover for the Eagles as Sage gets another possession back for the Eagles. A chance here to push the lead to double digits for the first time all game long. Throw in to Hansen on the left block, just outside actually. She dribbles into the basketball at the free throw line circle, gives off to Air, then to Bradshaw. Bradshaw goes from the left wing to the top of the key, resetting at the jump line circle. Back to Bradshaw, and Sage wasn't ready for the pass from Caroline. Hansen cleans up the mess. She's trapped by Lowe and throws it back to the right side. Drive in by Bradshaw, misses. Does Sage, guarded by Brown on the baseline. Last touch by Sage. Evanston basketball, 29-21. 5:43 remains in the third period.
Zosha up with it and passes it over to Cambry, but it goes out of bounds.
Stays with, goes Lyman's way. A touch called against Evanston.
Fessler's upset about that one. He guaranteed that it was off of Lyman.
Well, it's either way. It's headed Lyman's way. Caroline Bradshaw to Mandy Air on the inbound. 5:33 left in the third period. 8-point lead for Lyman. Air, spin around, You got to love the ball handling ability of the 5'10" Air and 5'8" Hansen. They've got height that can handle the ball. Hansen in the blocks, turns around, waiting for her shot, steps through, and with precision goes up unguarded essentially because she cut through the defense.
Such great patience, too. You see a lot of players that just want to go up right away, but she knew that she had to wait, and she waited a long time until she knew it was clear.
Bryce Hansen steals the ball out of the air, intended for Stacia Barker. Mandy Air across the timeline to Rose. She takes off running. She saw Zosha up in the air, and she said, I'll dribble right past you. Fouled by Stacia Barker, and Rose to the line. A good sophomore class out of Lyman. You see Charles C. Rose and Bryce Hansen in the starting lineup. And then at the freshman level, we see both the Bradshaw sisters getting time in. Raven Heaton has a bucket today. Kendall Dickerson, a sophomore as well, has played some time in this in the first half. First free throw missed by Rose.
In a couple years when Bryce and Chelsea are both seniors, this is going to be a great team. You have the Bradshaw twins, you have them, and they're going to come into these leadership roles that they're meant to be in.
They're all ball handlers or younger, smaller defensive wings, so I think the biggest thing they'll have to overcome is losing Mandy Air and Nicole Peden and Hadley Gross. Those seniors are the ones who provide a lot of post presence, and Mandy Air can really play point or post. They'll certainly miss her.
Oh, yeah.
And Nicole Peden, they're missing her right now, but Evanston unable to find answers. Lyman playing excellent, up 10 here in the third period. Heidi Barton with the basketball, dribbles with the right hand, throws to the left side. It's Amber Lowe with it. 2-3, bounce pass over to Mia Barker, short corner, overshot. Loose ball rebound picked up by Holt, and Heidi Barton walked with it. She got ahead of herself there, stutter stepped, jab to the left, and then went right, but the problem was she had yet to put the basketball on the ground doing all that. 4:22 left in the third period. It's a 10-point game, 31-21 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bryce Hansen over to the right side. Rose, basketball to Madison Harris. 4:05 into the post. Caroline gets bodied by Barton, hit from behind, but Tiana Pierce touched it last as it rolls out on the baseline towards the Lyman cheerleaders.
Caroline can be smaller when she goes in to do that, and sometimes that happens, and she kind of gets knocked to the ground.
She's about 5'3", I think. 5'3", 5'4" is what she's listed at.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Sage listed at 5'5". Hard baseline inbound to handle. To Hadley Gross keeps it alive. Long shot from Madison Harris. And a rebound on the air ball by Heidi Barton. Evanston racing with it. That's what Heidi Barton does. Gets past one defender. Throws it up in the short corner over Harris. And Heidi with the instant microwave offense. 31-23 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Charles C. Rose playing point. And Coach Hansen said at the beginning of the year he could have 3 or 4 point guards, and depending on the lineups, that's exactly what he's doing in today's game. You're getting to see in today's game for the first time really kind of what we'll probably see in the conference season and how they manage that rotation. Hadley Gross has the ball knocked out of her hands as she was going up to shoot. It was all clean, so it's just out of bounds and a baseline inbound. Hope's in it. Mandy Air into the game. Charles C. Rose out. Sage Bradshaw replaces Caroline. Looks like, does Caroline have a black eye, or is that just?
No, that's just makeup.
Okay. Just kind of got running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happens in basketball.
Well, I'm glad that she doesn't have a black eye. We don't want anyone getting hit in these games. Missed shot on the Lyman side. Mia Barker passes back to Barton. Just barely was across the timeline. Close to over and back. Sienna Ellingford moves to the check-in table for Evanston. Thrown to the post, and Hadley Gross attacks and hits Tiana Pierce from behind. Fouls on the ground, and just the second team foul of the quarter for Lyman. Bryce Hansen basketball. Or excuse me, Bryce Hansen into the game. Evanston basketball. Sometimes I get ahead of myself in my mind.
I do the same.
Hadley Gross out. Taryn Wagstaff, the trigger man for the Evanston Red Devils, just to the right of their own basket by the vantage point of the inbounder. Throw up high to Barton. She just collects it. Drives and fires over to the right side. It's Wagstaff back to Barton. 3:04 left in the third period. Skip over left corner, fake shot. Holt goes up in the short corner, misses it. Ellingford and Air battling for the rebound. Mandy Air takes it down. Tiana Pierce guarding tight on her. Air confidently turns around, and Pierce hits Hope Sinnott from the side and draws a foul. A nice screen there by Hope, and then you get hit. What do? Your feet are planted, you go down.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
get the foul. Goes against Tiana Pierce. Her third. Not too much foul trouble today, but a lot of Lyman players with 2. I think that's the first player for either team with 3 fouls.
I think so, but I'm not keeping track of fouls.
That's my job, and I've got 1 player with 3.
All right.
Bryce Hansen has the ball knocked out of her hands by Wagstaff. Looks for the backdoor cut, air walked with it. It was just, she couldn't quite handle the pass on the first touch, but she had enough of a possession for that to warrant a walk. But everything up to that was good. The backdoor cut worked again. Maybe not the best time to pass because it was a hard angle to hit, and I think that's what led to the travel.
Yeah, I would say so. And then even if she did get it, she was right under the basket. And you either try to get the foul or it ends up just getting slapped out of bounds.
31-23 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Evanston basketball trailing by 8. Evanston looking to work quickly in a fast-paced half-court offensive set. Right wing to the top of the key, Heidi Barton. Throws down left corner, baseline drive, and a foul against Hansen. All right, quiz time, Kate. What was that play?
Oh, you know what? I wasn't looking at how it was set up in the beginning. So
you're usually pretty good at that, so I thought I'd just give you that.
This was my home basketball team, so I did know a lot of them, but I wasn't looking at how to see how it was set up.
You got to be careful. It's your old home. Now you do Lyman games.
Well, I've been graduated for a few years now.
There you go. Heidi Barton over to the left side. Sienna Ellingford into the game and takes the basketball. Skip to the right side. Wagstaff open for the corner 3. It's up, misses short. Rebounded by Barker. Turn around, double team. Bounces back to Wagstaff. Taryn to Sienna. She turns and fires. Big shot, good for Ellingford. Hey, first points of the weekend for Sienna Ellingford at the varsity level. She's a fun player.
She is so fun.
Got to cover her in soccer a lot last year. She's just fun to be around. Sage Bradshaw turns around, misses off the front iron, goes to Heidi Barton. In transition, Barton tries to go coast to coast. Pins it against the backboard in the rim. Back Lyman's way. 31-25, 7-point game. No, make it a 6-point game. 90 seconds to go and a foul from behind on Wagstaff.
You know, right now, Evanston is sitting at 13 defensive rebounds.
Evanston is?
Mm-hmm.
What's Lyman at?
Lyman is currently at 6.
Defensive?
Defensive. 3 offensive and 3 offensive for Lyman and 4 offensive for Evanston.
I would say I think you're missing some on the Lyman side, but
well, there's been a lot of turnovers
there's been a lot of
or
turnovers.
scoring.
So I guess that's true. Mandy Air with the right corner 3, misses off the front of the iron. Rose with a strong rebound down, 1 dribble off the bottom of the rim, gets her own rebound and fouled. Turnovers have really taken a lot of possessions away for Evanston, and that's been a big one. Sienna Ellingford called for the foul.
Who took that 3 ball?
That was Mandy.
That's what I thought. I just didn't want to attribute it wrong.
Maggie Moore out of the game. Amber Lowe back in. Stacia Barker, Zosha Novakowski. Wagstaff and Hansen with the ball. Double teamed out to Rose. Top of the key, 3, maybe a long 2. We'll see. Do the arms go in the air? No. Foot on the line, 2 points for Rose, but 2 points nonetheless. 8-point lead for Lyman. 33-25, 1:04 left in the third period. From left to right, Evanston has the basketball. Amber Lowe on the right wing to the left side. Skip to the right, Zosha. Throws it, another skip to the left corner. Shot up by Ellingford. She has 2 in the corner, misses. Wagstaff on the rebound, drops it in. Kind roll from the front of the iron and 4 points for Taryn. 33-27 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 37 seconds left. Hansen drives in, goes against 3 defenders, misses short on the long layup. Taryn Wagstaff with the rebound, stabbed at by Caroline Bradshaw. Up ahead, too low. On the right corner, then to Wagstaff. Looks around, surveys the scene, sees what her options are. There's 23 seconds left. See if Evanston plays for one last shot here, if they look for a good opportunity and fire it in. They trail by 6. 16 seconds. Zosha gets it in the blocks. Skips right through Charles E. Rose, and 2 points on for Zosha. Her first points of the quarter. 17 in the game. A foul against Wagstaff. She is fired up after that foul. Upset with herself, and Bryce Hansen to the line. Team foul number 7 with 11 seconds left in the third period. Any fouls from here on out, single bonus. This could be big for Lyman, but as we saw in yesterday's game against Mountain View, if you don't make that front end, it could actually be a hindrance.
Yeah, it could.
Mountain View loses by 1 point yesterday to Evanston, and in that game, we have a technical on Coach Fessler.
He was fired up about that. I don't think he agreed with that foul against Taryn.
Well, we slow things up now, and the free throw shooter won't change, I don't believe, as Bryce Hansen is probably the go-to player on both of those.
What is her percentage from the line?
On the year, Bryce Hansen is, as she makes her first, I should look up and see that, is 71%. So pretty good. Hansen on the second. That's good, and this is a big play for Evanston, or for Lyman to convert on, because they get 2 free throws here. And, well, are they going to give
a 1-on-1?
Well,
maybe?
I don't know, because a 1-and-1 should be, you should have players forward. She makes the third and now gets another one. Was there a double technical? She goes 4 for 4 from the line. Her free throws are spilling over into the fourth quarter. And so now it's Lyman basketball. I don't understand why that is, because it's 8 fouls. But either way, she got her free throws. She made them. I'm not sure for the reasoning for that, but I think I've just got it.
What's that?
It's a technical foul, so you get 2 shots and possession. We're going to keep it right here on the timeout as we figure out our own confusion. Here's why it was 4 shots in a row. She had her 2 technical free throws. You get the ball regardless at the end of a technical. So if she missed the first free throw, she would have only had 3. There we go. We've talked it through, and here we have 11 seconds left in the third period, 37-29. And Lyman has shot the ball excellent today. They have not out-rebounded Evanston, but they have out-turnovered them. What are we sitting at for turnovers?
Turnovers, we are sitting at only 9 for Lyman, and we're sitting at 15 for Evanston.
And 6 of those came in the first couple of minutes, which really set the tone for Evanston. They've calmed down on the turnovers since then, but you can't underestimate a quick start and how that builds the confidence for a Lyman team that's been, at times looked to find their shot and struggled to. They have had it, and they've been patient in their offense, I think partially because of that quick start.
Yeah.
Mandy Ayer has the basketball for Lyman. 7 seconds left. Bryce Hansen on the wing against Barton. Turns around. 3 seconds. 2. A high 3 will airball, and the buzzer sounds. 37-29 at the end of 3 quarters. Lyman scores 10 in the quarter. Evanston scores 10 as well, but the margin stays the same as we head into the fourth. 37-29 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
An infected tooth can cause discomfort and serious harm to your health. At Wyoming Dental Specialties, endodontist Dr. Leslie Walker understands the complexities removing infected tissues from inside the tooth, which is one reason why you can trust him to provide endodontic treatment and root canal therapy. With a skilled staff and state-of-the-art technology in our office, we help save your smile and improve your overall dental health. Call today to schedule your appointment, 307-789-5608.
Third quarter is over. The fourth is about to start. 37-29 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. And Lyman is moving the ball very well in this game, contributing to finding open shots and converting well.
Oh, yeah. They're just moving around. There's not really one specific player that's doing it all. They're just moving it, and they're having fun.
They do look like they're having fun out there playing in this Uinta County game. A rivalry as Sage Bradshaw takes another opening possession steal away. That is her third quarter in out of 4 that she has opened it up with a turnover. Out to the right side, Mandy Ayer, not to spill the beans on my Dr. McKay Franco precision play of the game, but it's Sage Bradshaw running the lanes today defensively. Caroline with a 3, overshoots it. It bounces out of bounds, Evanston basketball. I don't think you can go anywhere else other than the turnover margin, because we said whoever wins the turnover margin may have a good chance to win the game, and it really has set the pace in this contest.
Well, when you open up with a steal on the first of every quarter, that just sets the confidence, that sets the tone for everything that you're going to do for the rest of that quarter.
A turnover on a travel by Sienna Ellingford. Long pass. It's on to Mandy Ayer to chase it down. Look at that track speed she just does. Cannot quite hold on to it, though. Back to Ellingford. Sienna's on the run. Layup is good. What a strange course of events we just saw there. From one side, the pass, and then effectively a pass from Ayer to Ellingford. And the defense just didn't have a third term down the court. in them on that play. 37-31 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Evanston strikes first out of the quarter.
It was a nice play, and it was designed well. They're just
didn't happen.
Nope.
And Mandy chased it down.
Yeah, she did.
Just, I think, trying to toe the baseline and hold the ball, and then also she really didn't have any passing options.
She didn't.
Pass was a little bit long, and
she did everything right that she could have done, and it didn't work out that time.
Just didn't quite get there. Far sideline inbound. It's Bryce Hansen to Mandy Ayers. 6:45 left in the fourth period. She's taking some time as Stacia may look around and say, you got to get that 5-second clock ticking because Mandy is taking her time. Backdoor cut. Ooh, thwarted. Bryce started to go for it, then backed up, but Mandy had already thrown the pass. Now, if you're Lyman here, settle down, keep it simple, and don't give away possessions like they just did.
No, that's where you're going to get into problems is you're trying to have fun, you're still trying to do things, but now you're going to get tense and you're going to get uptight, and then you're going to start making more mistakes, and Evanston can come back into this.
Amber Lowe has the basketball on the right wing. Jump stop, shot up. Oh, fouled. Caroline Bradshaw hit with it. 2 shots.
Lowell's head flopped all the way back and then swung forward.
It was on Bryce Hansen.
Oh, it was on Bryce.
She was the player from the front, Bradshaw to the side. Well, we said keep it simple, don't make any mistakes. Free throws, Amber Lowe kind of leaned into that one and did a good job drawing contact. But Lyman giving away a couple of points here potentially. Lowe drops the first in. And it's been a great game for Lyman, but you can never count out Evanston. We know they always play hard. Hustle has been the order of the day for the last 2 years for Evanston. Ever since they lost that high-powered offense, they had to switch their styles, and this is the type of game they want. It's muddy. It's going into the fourth quarter. It's anyone's game. Lyman has to realize that.
It's within 4 now.
The pressure comes on. Sage Bradshaw races across. Amber coming quickly across to guard her. Turned around by Sage. She uses the left arm to get a little space created, and a step out of bounds. 2 turnovers by Lyman and a foul. Evanston basketball, a 4-point game, 6:06 left in the fourth. Wagstaff inbounds to Heidi Barton. 3-2 zone. Drive in low, 2 big steps, layup good. Split through the zone defense there. Low with 4 points in the quarter. It's 37-35, just like that from 9 points down to 2. Charles C. Rose on the right corner. This is the perfect time for Lyman to calm down, but this is also the most difficult time to do so. You've given up some turnovers. You haven't scored. Evanston is doing, what do you do here? They try to get it into Hansen. She just collects it before it goes out of bounds. Has it on the left corner. Heidi Barton's been guarding her quite a bit today. Hansen looks to create. Misses. Mandy Air on the putback, and a good rebound leads to 2 free throws for Air.
Way to go by Mandy, just crashing the boards and getting in there. She was going against, I don't even know who all was in there, but there was Stacia in there. I want to say there was Heidi Barton and Zosha, and she got in there and she ripped the board down.
And Stacia Barker picks up her 3rd foul, and that's what I'm talking about. I think sometimes Air is a bit of an unsung hero on this team. She does so much.
She really does.
And provides veteran leadership like that move right there. How many people don't follow their shots? How many people don't follow other people's shots? And that right there was all hustle. She was at the top of the key, raced in, got the ball, and all of a sudden, here's a little bit of offense. Now, Air misses the first free throw. The second one is up, and it's in. So you only get 1 point out of the turnover.
But now it's a 3-point game.
But now it's a 3-point game, and you do get a point. You've scored in the fourth quarter. Zosha on the right corner. Hansen on her. Up to the right corner, or to the right wing, then to the opposite. Taryn Wagstaff drives past Sage up top. Heidi Barton bobbles the ball a little bit. Throws it with her right arm. Long corner shot from Stacia is in. 1-point game, 38-37 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. First 2 of the day for Stacia. Hope sent it out to Sage. She's driving against Barker, and a rejection. Rebound by Sinnott as it was bobbled by Evanston, and a timeout taken by Coach Hansen. It's a good timing for it. Lyman was getting a little wild on that. We'll take a break here. Fourth quarter action. Lyman up by 1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
And we've found ourselves in a ball game, 38-37. Lyman held a lead 37-29 at the end of the, actually it was 37-29 at the end of the third. What's happened here?
You know, a couple turnovers go the right way for Evanston. They end up switching the momentum, and a momentum can do so much for a game because now look at them. There it's a 2-point game.
Sitting at a 2-point game, a 1-point game rather,
sorry.
But Lyman basketball, Bryce Hansen with it. She's stopped at the 10-foot volleyball line. Mandy Air collects a ball deep into the post territory, throws up and back to the free throw line. Taryn Wagstaff called for her 4th foul. She's got her hands together praying to not get that foul call, maybe get it reversed there. She'll be replaced by Amber Lowe. This takes out the senior double guard combination backcourt of Evanston. So that's a big play. And again, here comes Mandy Air. Bryce Hansen is trapped. She throws it up and is able to trust her senior that one way or another she'll bring it in.
Oh, yeah. You know, and if you're Taryn Wagstaff, you can't get down. You have to realize that, all right, Amber can go in and do her thing and hopefully try to get in there and make something happen while I'm sitting on the bench trying to cool down.
Here's Caroline Bradshaw, maybe trying to check in for the shooter or just a late check-in. Mandy Air goes 2 of 2 from the line, and Hope Sinnott, the player, out. So it's Charles C. Rose, Mandy Air, Sage Bradshaw, Bryce Hansen, and Caroline on the court for Lyman. Stacia Barker, the inbounder. We've got a pressure on, full court press. Heidi Barton too low. It looks like it's broken. It is. Amber Lowe racing down the court, 3-on-2 advantage. To Zosha, step in, misses on the sideline shot. Stacia with the putback, misses as well. Zosha, hard rebound. Hoop is waved off. It's a foul on the ground, and that's going to send the Evanston faithful into a frenzy.
They are mad.
You know what? In high school, it's different than the NBA, so you know what? You don't get continuation.
No.
And there's a fine line, and you know what? Sometimes I like to just say maybe I need to look and really just study that rule book sometimes because it's got to be hard to be an official.
Oh, it's got to be so hard.
And you're working against in high school. Everyone assumes you don't know what you're talking about, and they do. Turnaround shot and a travel as Stacia walks with it.
This gym is on fire between Lyman being excited. Evanston is upset.
Sage Bradshaw, the inbounder. Charles C. Rose with it. 4:19 left in the fourth quarter. Rose gets it to Air. It was nearly a press break. Broken. And a steal for Evanston, but instead, Hansen into the blocks. Misses on the hook shot. Hadley Gross, the strong rebound. Air on the jumper. Airballs it. Ball in the air. Saved by Rose, but into the hands of Heidi Barton. Watch her turn on the afterburners here. Tries to race past Sage Bradshaw, but a foul called on Bradshaw. 3rd foul on Sage. 6th team foul for Lyman, so they're all out of freebies. Evanston's already put Lyman into the double bonus. Next foul is 1-and-1 free throws for Evanston. Maggie Moore throws to Zosha. She was not looking. Ends up to chase it down. Still at the top of the key. Out right side low. Waits for her defender to go by her. Missed shot. Zosha. Bank shot. Put back. Zosha had 15 in the first half. 19 in the game. Press break. Throw it over the top. Rose to Hadley Gross. Big shot. Good. Fast break bucket for the Lyman Eagles. And Hadley Gross has 6 in the game. It's 42-39 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman lead, Evanston basketball. Maggie Moore to Amber Lowe. She's double teamed on that zone look of Lyman going against Evanston. Heidi Barton over to the right side. It's Lowe with the basketball. Looks down over to Heidi Barton. A 3-ball. Drops it down. 42-42. A tie ball game here late in Lyman, Wyoming. all Uinta County fans here today watching the Red Devils of the 4A Southwest against the Eagles of the 3A Southwest. Throw into air, drop step, one dribble, good for Mandy. First field goal of the quarter for Air, but she's been consistent throughout. 44-42. Evanston trails, but with the basketball. This is like 2 years ago when it was Evanston Lyman, a thriller in the late minutes.
Oh, yeah.
2:38, Zosha Novakowski over to the right wing. Amber Lowe with the basketball. Lyman's won their last two against Evanston. Evanston won 3 years ago, and then Lyman took one 5 years ago before that. Three ball to take the lead, Amber Lowe. The clutch three from the right wing. 2:20 left, and Evanston holds the advantage. Whistle blown for a timeout here, and
no.
No, just no, never mind. Just substitutions, maybe?
I'm not honestly sure.
I'm not sure why they were allowed there, as we do have substitutions.
Maybe they thought there was a timeout?
Well, if that play stops, I guess you can get subs in.
Yeah.
This is the first Evanston lead of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
They've trailed the whole way. A turnover on the inbound. Heidi Barton to extend it. Misses. Maybe hasty, but you got to take your shot. Sage Bradshaw on the rebound. Across to Bryce Hansen. Far sideline from right to left. Hansen for the Lyman Eagles tries to dribble through a double team, but coach Jason Hansen takes a timeout before that happens. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 45 points for Evanston, 44 for Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
This is day 2 of covering the Uinta County battles, and I'll tell you what, I would do this all season long. Every weekend, line it up. The Evanston girls, the Mountain View girls, the Lyman girls, let's play them. Let's just have a triangle all week, all season long.
I would be down. This gym, you a lot of times hear broadcasters say, oh, the gym's packed and there's 10 people here.
Yeah.
But this gym legit is packed. You have Evanston on one side, Lyman on the other side, and they are going back and forth.
And the rows go up a while on the one-sided bleachers of Lyman. It can hold a crowd. Lyman basketball down by 1. Hansen takes the inbound from Sage. Throws to Air and fouled from behind by Zosha Novakowski. And they draw that play up for Mandy, whether she gets fouled or whether she goes into the post. She's proven to be the player with the cool head today for Lyman, and I think it's a good call out of the break. Get her the ball, get the senior the basketball, see what she can do.
She can a lot of times either convert or get the foul and then get the free throws.
Swishes it in. Mandy Air, a jump shooter from the free throw line, but if it works, it works.
It obviously does. I have her from 5 of 8 right now. Or 5 of 7?
5 of 7, yeah. 5 of 7. Second free throw, misses. Rebounded by Evanston. 45-45, 1:58 to go. Under 2 minutes to play. Evanston basketball on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. A thriller here in Lyman on a Saturday evening. Heidi Barton with the basketball. Bounce pass over right wing to Amber Lowe. Looking for options down low. Amber still with it. Chelsea Rose on her. She gives it left side to Barton. Drag step over to the right side. Amber Lowe, 1:36 to play. Heidi doesn't hesitate. Drops it in from the top of the key for 3.
Her second.
8 points in the game for Heidi Barton. 6 coming in the last couple of minutes. Lyman trails by 3. Hansen to Sage. The freshman banks it in to tie the game. Fans rise to their feet, as do both benches. It's 48-48 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board.
Nicole Peden, you see her. She looks like a coach out here all dressed up. She is
intense.
calling out plays.
Amber Lowe on the right side, throws it back up top. I hadn't noticed her, but she is intense right now.
She is having the time of her life.
She wishes she could be out there, but doing the next best thing. Zosha on the left corner, 52 seconds left. Amber Lowe at the top of the key. Jab steps, backs up a little bit, down to 48 seconds left. Throw it left side to Heidi Barton. You got to stay tight on her and Lowe as well. Drive in by Lowe. Back up top. Barton open for a triple. It's up. It falls out. Rebound, Stacia Barker, though. Don't foul. Give it to Barton. She'll put it back up. Bank shot, no good. Hadley Gross rips it down with 2 hands. Sage, take that away. Bryce Hanson is fouled by Sienna Ellingford, but before that, no foul. No foul, a timeout.
Okay, all right.
Oh, Coach Fessler was about to come unglued as he said, don't foul. and then the timeout came and he turned around and just walked away.
Coach Giroux was on the floor holding his head. I don't know if he's got a headache from this game or what.
We're going to keep it right here for this 48-48. 25.9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. These coaches, and you mentioned Nicole Peden, dressed up today too. Got the nice black pants and the black shirt on and fired up. You can see that left brace on the pinky, that metal brace. I knew that well. I had lots of finger issues, and that's really the only thing you can do, immobilize it. That takes her out of playing, even though it's a non-shooting hand, because she needs that as it heals, and you can't play with any metal object on the court.
Yeah.
So that's what's holding her out right now. She wants to be out there, but, man, she's fired up. Coach Hanson, he's subdued. He's calm. I don't know
how.
I don't know how he does it. I'm sure inside he's going crazy, but you see the outside in any situation, and he's been in a lot. He's a very fine coach. Like right now, everyone is losing it on both sides, and Coach Hanson just turning around. A timeout, please.
Yeah. Just pacing the floor. Not even fast, just
if
watching
it's not
the
too
game.
much trouble, I might ask for a timeout. Fun to watch both these sides, and like you said, rows filled up all the way up here in Lyman High School. 48-48 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman basketball. Do you go back to Mandy Air here? The inbound goes to Mandy.
I would either say I would go to Mandy, you go to Bryce, or you go to Sage. She's been on fire too.
Air is struggling. She's got a 5-second call pending, but a timeout taken by Coach Hanson. We'll take it with them this time. 48 all the way around, 17.5 seconds left in the fourth quarter on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
48-48 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 17.5 left, fourth quarter, and Lyman basketball once again. I asked the question coming out of the last break, do you give it to Mandy Air? Well, she got it, and then she was tied up. Coach Hanson had to take another 30-second to avoid a 5-second call. Air gets it again behind the timeline. Zosha Novakowski guarding her. She's on the right side, dribbles to the middle, looks for a back cut to Hanson, thrown away, last touched, Lyman. Evanston basketball, hasty. The backdoor cuts have been big. Evanston's realized that, though, and adjusted, and they were following Hanson, left her no room. Timeout taken by Evanston, it looks like.
I would say so. I want to say Fessler's going to try to draw up something for his girls.
See if it's a full or it looks like a full timeout.
Yeah.
No, it's a 30, full timeout. We're going to keep it here. We're actually caught up on ad breaks right now, but what did you think about that play? It looked like it's been working throughout the game, but right there, Evanston had to be anticipating that.
Yeah.
Lyman's had a lot of options today, but as the game comes down to the final seconds, whether it's right or not, it comes down to a couple. You're looking at Mandy Air, Bryce Hanson, and I don't even think Sage Bradshaw touches the basketball, maybe as a pass, but I don't think they're going to try to open her up for a play.
Not as a freshman. I would say that there's a little too much of uncertainty still there.
And Bryce Hanson, a sophomore, but she plays older.
She seems like a senior.
She seems like already a veteran presence on this team. So you look at probably Air or Hanson, and I think that plays into Evanston's favor defensively because you can oversell on those players, knowing they're not going to look for the open player. They're going to look for their go-to players.
Yeah, exactly.
7.9 seconds left in the fourth quarter, 48-48. This is as good as we could ask for. We may be headed for more, but the way Evanston's been shooting late as of late, they don't really have a go-to shooter. Do you give it to Heidi Barton and see what she's done? She's had the hot hand in the fourth.
Heidi Barton is a really good player. I would say you give it to her or you give it to Zosha.
And you got to get Zosha open, I would say, because she's not a jump shooter, although she can put it in. And also, Evanston has to get it the full court full length of the court across. 7.9 seconds left. Inbound to Heidi. 6 seconds. 5 as it goes across the timeline to 4. Amber Lowe on the right side drives in baseline. Shot to Zosha. It's up, but it was too late. The shot. Do they count it?
Did they count it?
They counted it. The game is over. I heard the buzzer, and then the shot went up, but the game is over. The shot counts. 50-48, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. Zosha Novakowski wins it. And man, I swear I heard that buzzer.
You know, I think it goes back to something that a few years ago, Jesse Barker had that 3/4 court shot. Buzzer already went off, and they counted it. It's not a conference game. It's preseason. It's for fun. You count it.
Man, that looked...
I would have preferred overtime myself.
Yeah, you don't get the replay in high school, so that's the call. 50-48, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. We'll take a quick break, add up the stats, and then get into pregame coverage for the boys next.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Hey, welcome into the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show for the boys. 10 minutes put on the clock. 50-48, the final for this girls' game. Zosha Novakowski with the jumper and the blocks to end it. That, hey, I heard a buzzer and then the shot went up, but you know what? It is what it is, and a great game. Lyman's 4-game winning streak comes to an end. Evanston's 1 game away from a streak. You get 2 in a row. That's a trend. 3 is a streak.
Yep.
So Evanston gets the win and sweeps the battle for Uinta County of the 3A teams of Lyman and Mountain View, both by a combined 3 points in that game. So Uinta County on the girls' side pretty close this year. Adding up the points right now, I'm a little bit behind. I'm not sure where you're at, Kate. I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 for Bryce Hansen, 2, 4, 6, 7 points for Charles C. Rose, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 points for Sage Bradshaw, and she's my Dr. McKay Franken Precision Player of the game with her steals today. I think we agree on that. 2, 4, 6 points for Hadley Gross. Nice day for Hadley. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points for Mandy Air, 2 for Hope Sinnott, and 2 for Raven Heaton. For Evanston, 19 by Novakowski, 7 by Amber Lowe, 8 off the bench for Heidi Barton, all in the second half. 4 points from Wagstaff, 3 by Maggie Moore, Stacia Barker with 2. 2 points by Sienna Ellingford, and Mia Barker with 1 point in the game. And I'm not sure if I mentioned Taryn Holt, but she had 2 points in the game as well. Kate, we'll get some stats from you in just well, no, let's do them right now, actually. What do you have for us?
All right, for Lyman, shooting from 2, 47%. From 3, 20%. From the line, 71%. They had 12 turnovers. They had 16 rebounds, 9 steals, and a block. For Evanston, they were shooting 63% from 2, 44% from 3, 50% from the line, and they had 16 turnovers. Where they really turned it around, though, is they had 24 rebounds. They had 0 steals and 0 blocks.
I wish we had more time to give proper post-game coverage to that game because it was a great one. 50-48 the final on that. But let's jump into your Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness first look for the boys. Bradshaw's is there for whatever it is you need in Lyman, the Bridger Valley, or more. Well, for the Evanston Red Devils, it started as a cute little sugar glider, but with each passing week that it's grown, and now the Evanston Red Devils have a full-grown baboon clawing on their shoulder blades. We're talking about the monkey on their back of the not having won a game all year long. And after last night's 48-43 loss to Mountain View, the Red Devils' record has dropped to 0-11, and they entered today still in search of that elusive first win, with tonight being the final game before the conference season starts next Thursday against Green River. Evanston began the year in the top 5 of the preseason WildPreps.com coaches and media poll with a lot of local hype as well. But watching yesterday's loss to the 3A Buffs of Uinta County, there weren't any excuses that I think really hold water. Mountain View, I think, simply played better and earned that win and may be the better team. I would say after yesterday, Mountain View is the better basketball team, and that's just how it has gone. Hard truths for this Evanston team need to be faced for this program before next Thursday's conference opener to Green River. As far as Lyman, what team exactly is the Lyman Eagles? No question, they're improved from the past 2 years, but turnovers and a lack of rebounding have killed this fast-paced offense's attack for stretches throughout games. Their most recent game against Buffalo garnered 25 turnovers and led to a 70-38 loss. When they've held on to the ball, their offense can be pretty tough. They beat Douglas earlier in that day, last Saturday, 73-61, and shot 12 of 24 from 3 and had 16 turnovers. Against Buffalo later on, they shot 2 of 19 from 3. That's a difference of 50% from beyond the arc and 11%. Lyman lives and dies by the 3-ball and expect Evanston to focus in on that today. Andrew Housekeeper and Jet Dickerson have been the leaders in that category this season, but watch out for Alex Bradshaw and Carter Smith as well. There's no way Lyman, I don't think, wins this game without the 3-ball going, but if they do get it going, watch out. Recent history of these games, Evanston won last year 58-25, the 2 years before 67-22, and then the year before that 45-23. Lyman trying to break a 3-game losing streak against Evanston in this decade. We'll now hear from head coach Lex Cornea of the Evanston Red Devils, as we already heard from Coach Lewick in the halftime of the girls' game, to continue this abbreviated Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show right now.
Lex Cornea joins me, head coach of the Evanston Red Devils. 0-10 throughout the preseason tournaments, but they're all over and done with. I've talked to some coaches in the past who talk about how their hairline is affected from these tournaments. How's yours doing?
My hairline, it still appears the same, but, I'm sure that, my sanity has gone down a little bit over this stretch of 10 games, but I don't know. We talked with the guys a lot. Last year we were in a similar boat, to tell you the truth. The difference in last year is that we'd managed to beat some teams at Flaming Gorge, like this year, the Rollins, the Warlands, the West Sides, and for whatever reason this year, we lost 2 close games to Rollins and Warland, and then I don't know what happened to us against West Side, but if we were 3-7 right now, or 4-6, we would still have the same issues. We just feel better about ourselves. By understanding that, hey, we're 0-10. What we're doing is not working. I think that long look in the mirror has actually been beneficial for our guys. I would never choose to be 0-10, but if it gives, our team some perspective and some hunger going forward, then, we'll try to make the best of what that gives us.
What do you see needing to get better for this team as they get set for the conference schedule?
Well, it comes down to ball security. We average about 20 turnovers a game. And we've tried to take some steps to limit those. We were hoping we'd see a better showing as far as turnovers went as we went to Cheyenne. And I do think our guys were better at taking care of the ball. We were just playing a level of athletes and a caliber of teams that, were still able to turn us over. But I do think they've made some strides. Our stretches of playing well have gotten longer. Early in the season, we'd have a quarter, we'd have a 6-minute run that we'd play well. And I felt like at Cheyenne, like the Central game, for instance, the first half, we put together a very good first half. Now the wheels came off in the third, but we played better for a longer stretch. I'd say the same thing against Sheridan. We started off terribly. We were down 17-1 at one point, but, by the end of the game, we played well enough. We had, we cut it to 9 in the fourth against a very good Sheridan team. So I do see us coming together better, but obviously, it's about turnovers and probably defense. We give up more points this year than we ever have in Coach Barker and mine's tenure here at Evanston.
As the conference schedule is still another week out, Mountain View and Lyman are the opponents this week, but even though they're different classifications, this always kind of seems like conference light with the atmosphere of these games.
Oh, no question. I mean, I'll tell you, the loudest gym I've been in as a coach and, probably even ever, even as a player, was Mountain View last year. we know that these Uinta County games, I mean, people have family connections, family ties. They want to see these teams play. So we're approaching these games as conference games, and obviously, we're in desperate need of a win. So yeah, our approach to these games is the same as it'll be once we hit conference and we're looking at Star Valley and Kelly Walsh and those teams. So huge level of preparation. We know how important these games are. We also know how good Mountain View and Lyman are this year. Lyman's coming off of 2 wins last weekend over Douglas and Thermop. Mountain View, we've been watching them all year. They're just a solid team. We know the challenge we're up for this week, and we know that we've got to answer the bell to be able to meet that challenge.
Speaking of teams around the state or in your conference, you got to see a lot of them, whether you were playing against them or just seeing in the halls at that Taco John's Invitational in Cheyenne. What are you seeing around the state?
Going into this year, I actually thought, at least as far as 4A went, that the talent level was going to be down, and that's not what we see. Cheyenne East, even though they were ranked 4th or 5th, I think they're the best team we've seen so far this year. Their level of athleticism and just their unity as a team is so much better than it's been in the past. Central is a complete package, with Lawson Lovering, and now they've added the Talich kid. They're just a complete basketball team. And Sheridan, even though they lost some guard play from last year, bringing back Wright and Lecklet, those are 2 talented posts. I mean, we've also seen Campbell County on their home floor, Thunder Basin on their home floor. The level of basketball this year in the state is very, very high.
As Coach Cornea for the Evanston Red Devils, I got to agree with you with that talent level. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jake.
Well, we are about set for action here in the boys' game. We got the Blacks Fork Timber starting lineups to begin things. And for the Lyman Eagles, double check, look down the line to make sure nothing's changed. Doesn't look like it. We'll have Jet Dickerson and Andrew Housekeeper in the backcourt, a junior and a senior combo. Carter Smith playing a wing alongside Alex Bradshaw, a junior and a sophomore. And at the 5 spot, Preston Brewer, a junior. I have him listed as a senior there. I think he's a junior, actually. Miswrote that one down. At 5'11", Jesse Fannis will see some time off the bench, as well as Braxton Bradshaw and many other guys for Lyman. Starters for Evanston, Casey Perriman, Burke Thomas, David Baxter, Dawson Crofts, and Mason Ellingford. Evanston in the road red jerseys, white lettering and numerals outlined by black with the white in the center and the E trident in the back of the shoulder blades. For Lyman, they're in the home white jerseys. Eagles in emblazoned bold sans serif across the chest. Blue numerals, black striping along with some blue up the sides. Jet Dickerson, the first of the starters announced for Lyman, and they'll get the other 4 momentarily. It's the Blacks Fork Timber starting lineups located in Mountain View. Blacks Fork Timber, proud sponsor of Lyman and Mountain View Athletics. The first quarter, as always, for the boys, brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. And when you're stuck on the side of the road, and I'll tell you what, on my way to Evanston yesterday, I thought I was going to have to give 780-3280 a call because the wind had the snow blowing across the highway. I couldn't see, and I'm glad that they sponsor because it gets that number out there. And this time of year, you need it traveling on these roads. But Glade Erickson, that's his cell phone number again, 780-3280, the number to call anytime, day or night, 24/7. He'll come pick you up when you need a tow. Bridger Valley Motor bringing you the first quarter. At the tip, it's Mason Ellingford, 6'6" against 5'11", Preston Brewer. Tip up into the air, and it's won by Lyman. Carter Smith controls the basketball. Gives it to Andrew Housekeeper. He'll take it across. Moving from left to right in the opening quarter, it's Lyman with the basketball. Preston Brewer dribbles at the top of the key, goes to the left side. Housekeeper with it. Looking for a cutter. He'll back up. You won't see a lot of long possessions out of Lyman, but we'll see if that changes at all, if they play into what Evanston wants to do, which is more of a slow-up type of basketball. Alex Bradshaw drives in, out to the left corner. Carter Smith with a triple. Drop it down. Right out of the gate, Lyman has Carter Smith hit a triple, and I mentioned those 2 guys. Don't forget about either Alex Bradshaw or Carter Smith from 3. They have started to come along and come into their own from distance in this season. Ball knocked out of bounds. Mason Ellingford to inbound. Carter Smith, a transfer from Ryrie, Idaho. And yeah, I said that right. It's called Ryrie.
Indeed.
Yeah, not Riri, not Rye.
I think I knew that.
Ryrie. I didn't know that until I went to a tournament in Idaho for volleyball.
Oh, really?
And the ball steps is out of bounds, and it stays with Evanston. 3-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. David Baxter with the basketball. Casey Perriman swings around to the right side. Dawson Crofts hands off to Burke Thomas. Through the legs, Thomas on the right wing to the left side. David Baxter with it. He fouled out in yesterday's game, and he was fired up after that 5th foul call. Burke Thomas out to the left side on the corner. David Baxter shooting about 42% from the three-point line this year. Loses it, gets the ball back, and rolls one in. That was an assist to himself on that play. Andrew Housekeeper with the basketball after that opening field goal dropped in by Baxter. 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Alex Bradshaw to Dickerson, swings around to the right side as Bradshaw. Looking in, and Bradshaw was not. Down to the ground, Dawson Crofts gets hung up by Bradshaw. He was grabbing him from behind. It was a wrestling move.
You'll definitely see this out of Lyman and out of Mountain View, that they're very...
Evanston? Or out of Mountain, sorry.
No, out of Mountain View.
I apologize. I apologize.
But they're very aggressive when
very
they
physical.
come. Yeah, very physical, where you don't necessarily see that a lot from Evanston, that they're, keep your hands off me, I'll do my thing, just leave me alone.
More finesse basketball is what you're
finesse.
saying. And Mountain View certainly was physical inside against Evanston last night, and that was a big reason why they won. They straight up just took away the inside game away from the Evanston Red Devils. And coming in, I thought that might be the case because that's a tough group of boys out there. And they use their body well. They get told that they're football players all year long. Well, you know what? They're a top 5 team in 3A for basketball as well. So air ball by Dawson Crofts, and the ball's out of bounds, goes Lyman's way. At some point, you got to say they're a good basketball group as well.
Mm-hmm. I think there's not a lot that can translate from one to another, but being physical can translate, and not being afraid of that contact can translate from football into basketball.
And working hard. If you work hard at a sport, you get better at it. 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 5:53 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Back in 30 seconds.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Back here in action, Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Lyman basketball with the lead 3-2 in the first quarter. Jet Dickerson fouled by Casey Perriman as he goes up. I saw a very, very tight rotation yesterday for Evanston. They played just 7 against the Mountain View Buffs. Off the bench, we saw Latham Chandler and Jagger Mitchell, and that was it.
Really?
About just 7 deep. Braxton Lynn not on the team, or not playing with the team right now, so that cuts them down from normally they're playing 8 to 7. He'll be back a little bit later on in the year, I think a week and a half or so. Jet Dickerson makes his first free throw, has one more. 4-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 5:40 left in the first period. Brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. Misses the second. David Baxter collects it. It goes off the shoe of Carter Smith, so it stays Evanston's way.
How many did you say Jet made?
1 of 2.
1 or 2. That's what I thought. But
and I was currently looking for him as you said that, so thanks for sparking my memory. 4-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 5:36 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Baxter to Crofts over on the right side. Has it on the wing. Tips up to Baxter. He jabs to the right, gives it off to Burke Thomas. Thomas, if you give him much space, he will fire and can hit him in. He got a couple. He got 2 threes and his 2 yesterday against Mountain View for 8 points total. That was near the lead for Evanston. Mason Ellingford, I think with 11 or 13, can't remember the exact total right now, led the way for the Red Devils. On a turnover, it's Lyman basketball from left to right. Housekeeper to Brewer on the right side. Swing from Smith back to Housekeeper. Andrew skips to the right side. Bradshaw for a triple, looks off to the right, and it is. Casey Perriman takes down the rebound, cups the ball up forward to Baxter, running with it. Euro step by Baxter, shoots it, hits the shot, fouled into the line.
That was a good move by Baxter.
And I had him with the first field goal. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got 4 of Evanston's 4 points. To the free throw line for the first time for either side. No, for Evanston, and he hits it. 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Dickerson went 1 of 2 from the line, a couple trips down. Dickerson back to Housekeeper. 3 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Throw to Brewer in the blocks against Perriman. Little scoop under shot. Hey, look at that. Preston Brewer pulled it out of his pocket and said, look what I found.
For being normally a shorter post than what you would expect, he's got great post moves.
He works hard. He gets rebounds, and he throws the ball up quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Crofts at the top of the key, drives in, 2 steps, out to Ellingford, and a no-look pass assist by Crofts. Opened up Ellingford for the lay-in.
That was pretty by Crofts. I didn't even know he passed the ball, and then the next thing I know, Mason's going up with it.
7-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Coach Luick's out on the floor. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. It's a short bench. You can't step out too much without getting onto the floor, but barking out instructions right now. Bradshaw for a triple. It's in. Alex Bradshaw is coming along as a sophomore and starting to find his role a little bit as a shooter. Andrew Housekeeper just got run over by Mason Ellingford and a charge drawn. Lyman with a 9-7 lead.
We talked about that a little bit in the girls' game, that when they're coming at you, a lot of times it's hard to just fall back and take that. But they got the possession in the end by it.
First foul by Mason Ellingford. This Lyman team, we asked in the pregame, what team is this Lyman Eagles team? Because right now they're playing very well. We've seen them put a running clock on a team a day after they got running clock themselves. They can be Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde depending on the day. Right now, I guess it would be more of the Jekyll. You want to be Jekyll. That's the good guy. That was the doctor. So I guess we'll say that. Housekeeper misses his first 3-ball attempt, but a chase down rebound by Alex. And a loose ball rebound is going to be necessary for Lyman today. They have been just beaten up on the boards this year, and Evanston has been pretty good on the rebounds. Despite their 0-11 record, they've out-rebounded most of the teams they've played. A push foul against David Baxter. I think he got called for a hand check against Carter Smith, his first.
Well, you got to consider they're good at rebounding. They have Mason Ellingford, who's what, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, 6'6", and he's sitting at 9 rebounds plus per game, I want to say, 9.3 per game, and that's a good start.
Yeah.
Andrew Housekeeper takes the inbound, moving from left to right. Lyman basketball. First quarter brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light. Go see Slim. And they get the diagnostics taken out. Straightaway 3 by Jet Dickerson. Not quite. Brewer, the athletic move. He went end over end and saved it, but it went out of bounds nonetheless. It was a good try. He did almost a half flip trying to save that basketball.
I don't know how he hasn't broken something yet with some of the moves he does.
We'll probably see him play a lot of running back next year at the football. On the football field, right side, Dawson Crofts just left Brewer in his wake. He kind of lost his positioning there. Mason Ellingford takes up the miss. A jump ball called between the two teams. Possession arrow, Evanston. 9-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Shot by Crofts, triple, misses long. Rebound, chase down, McCoy Smith on the run against Crofts. He drops it in. McCoy Smith, a freshman, also a transfer, younger brother of Carter Smith. That was 5'7", going up against 6'4".
Yeah.
Had to be quick. You got to get the shot off quickly.
He had that last weekend, too, that he's just extremely quick, and he'll just drive in there.
Burke Thomas on a corner 3. Good. Continue.
No, he'll just drive in there, and the next thing you know, he has the bucket.
3 ball by Burke Thomas, and he was left open on the corner there. We said he gets any time. I've seen it time and again since he was 13, 14 years old. He is a sharpshooter with a capital S. McCoy Smith at the top, behind the back dribble against Thomas, and a drawn foul for McCoy. And McCoy has been talked about as just a good athlete, but as a basketball player, they said when he came in, we got a real good freshman coming up. He just came in, and McCoy, you can see.
Yeah.
And you never know. His brother Carter, he's got a big body on him at about 5'9". Maybe a little bit of room to grow, but he's already quick. He can move well.
Yeah.
3A, hey, 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". You can work with that. You can play basketball at any level. We've got NBA players. What was Isaiah Thomas, 5'9"? He did pretty well for the Celtics.
Thought he was 5'8", but you know.
Carter Smith misses a 3 from the top of the key. Crofts corrals the rebound. 11-10. Lyman on top and a turnover for Evanston. Crofts just threw that ball away. Well, Evanston's been hit by the turnover bug this year, as they were a little bit last year as well, and that's really the first big one that we've seen so far. They've been pretty disciplined up to that point.
And you just hope that it doesn't compile, that once you get one, then you get 12 in a matter of a couple minutes.
Oh, you hope maybe.
Okay, maybe Evanston hopes.
There you go. Down to the baseline. Carter Smith is hit. No foul, just knocked out of bounds. And Carter saying, he pushed me. He pushed me. I just got a complaint by of Evanston faithful that I've taken another one. I've taken you as well. He said, hey, you can't have you as well. We need someone left of the old broadcast. Used to do Evanston games, of course, if you don't know. Switched over to the Bridger Valley this year. So it's been fun. It's been excellent. This is an awesome place to call a game.
It really is.
Andrew Housekeeper with the inbounds, 11-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. McCoy Smith to Alex Bradshaw. Swing back on a curl around Andrew Housekeeper. I guess we can say the Evanston fans, you get us for this weekend.
Right.
And then, hey, we're on to conference play at 3A and excited for it. Andrew Housekeeper, a triple from the corner. He's 0 for 2. Wade Bowen had a board and then didn't, but a foul came in. Wade Bowen, a 6'11" junior. He had it, and then I don't know how else to say, he just didn't. It went away.
Sometimes when you get guys that big, they think that they can just hold it up. But when you get a team that is very physical like Lyman, you got to be defensive and you got to rip it down and you got to hold on to it.
I realize we have a head in the way of the scoreboard. I'll address that at the commercial break. Latham Chandler at the elbow, out left wing. 3 fired by Dawson Crofts. Long shot. Chased down by Casey Perriman for the Evanston Red Devils. 56 seconds left. Open wing 3 for Burke. He buries it. That's 2 open threes and 2 makes for Burke Thomas. 13-11, Evanston has taken the lead. 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Andrew Housekeeper at the jump circle. Takes a screen to the right of Carter Smith. Releases, drives down low, tries to draw contact, goes high off, and a miss. High off the glass and a miss. Up forward, Crofts running with it, 31 seconds. Tries the Euro step, hoop, and the harm. Ooh, I think it's never mind. I think it's on the ground. I'm not the best at reading signals all the time, but it sure looked like it was on the ground. Block foul, and no, it didn't count. They give it to him, 15-11.
You know, I was putting in some stats, and I look up, and Dawson's halfway on the ground backwards, and then the ball just goes in. Some of the shots he makes, I'm like, Dawson, how'd you miss that? But then there's other ones that I'm like, how in the world did you make that?
Dawson makes the free throw. 16-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman basketball, 25 seconds left. Housekeeper with it. Over right side, it's Jet Dickerson on the wing. Latham Chandler guarding him. Handoff to Bradshaw. Braxton drives around, finds some opening. Dish out left side. McCoy bobbles the pass. It wasn't perfectly to him. Crosses over to the left. Looks back to Bradshaw. Ball goes down to the ground. Just gets it away to Braxton. 6 seconds left. Backs up. 4 seconds left. Braxton still with the ball. Drives in. Gets it past Chandler. Layup no good. First quarter ends. Evanston with the lead. 16-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service, 16-11. Evanston takes control of the game late in that first quarter, and it came by way of some turnovers and fast breaks and some good conversions by Dawson Crofts and Burke Thomas. When he's found open, Burke is, that means trouble for the other team. And right now, Lyman trying to get their 3-ball going a little bit. They've got one out of Alex Bradshaw and one out of Carter Smith, but Andrew Housekeeper was 0 for 3 in the first quarter. May have been 0 for 2. What do you have?
For Alex.
For Andrew.
I have him hitting one three-pointer.
No, he hasn't hit anything. I wondered if he was 0 for 2 or 0 for 3.
He's 0 from 2 from what I have, but maybe I must have put that in wrong.
Dickerson for 3, misses long. Brewer gets a hand on the board, but it goes out of bounds. Alex Bradshaw has one, and Carter Smith has one.
Oh, I figured out where I went wrong. Okay, yes, Andrew is 0 from 3. He's missed 2 3-pointers, and he's missed a field goal, or a 2-pointer.
Okay. 16-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. David Baxter into the game, backs. Bounce pass to Jagger Mitchell, open for a triple. Rims out, and an over-the-back foul against Latham Chandler. Went over the back of Andrew Housekeeper. Reese Auto Service, second period. Any engine, small or large, Reese can fix it up for you. Located in Lyman. Give them a call at 747-6450. Should mention the Evanston boys and girls won today. The Mountain View girls, my goodness. This weekend, all 3 teams, I got it all scrambled in my brain. The Mountain View girls and boys won today over Star Valley. Boys taking on the JV, the girls taking on the varsity, and getting an 8-point victory in the end. Talked to Haley Stevens, the point guard for Mountain View, losing to Evanston by 1 point in a game that really could have gone either way. She didn't really get a play in that game, which I'm sure and I know was bothering her, so it was good to see her come back and get a strong victory today as Mountain View enters conference season next week against Big Piney and Pinedale. Right side, Jesse Fannis for a triple. Drop it down. 16 points for Evanston, 13, no make it 14 for Lyman, and Jesse Fannis on the board. Triple for Jagger Mitchell, air balls. Mason Ellingford grits the board. Foul from either Housekeeper or Preston Brewer going against Lyman.
Credit Mason with that. He was right there at the end, and he was just ready to catch that ball.
Yeah, I think he's eager to get any boards. They were tough to come by against Mountain View last night.
Yeah.
I was impressed yesterday seeing Hunter Meeks in his post moves. He's really showing those off in that game. I think he had might have those games with me. Let's see. I had Hunter Meeks with 16 points. And there was one time he went in, went out, went back up, which faked a shot, drive in. He was just patient in the post and really went to work against this Evanston team.
Yeah.
First free throw made by Mason Ellingford. He tries a second. It's up, and it's good. 2-2 trip for Ellingford. 18-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We got you working quickly, don't we, Kate, on those stats?
Oh,
just trying to keep up. Left side, Jesse Fannis up top to Jet Dickerson. Swing around right side, Housekeeper with the basketball, looks to Preston Brewer. He'll try a triple. It's a bank shot, but it just falls out. Burke Thomas with the rebound, throws it to Cross. Fannis ties him up and whistled for the foul. Well, for Lyman, that's foul number 7, so that should be free throws, and the referee on the left side of us is finally getting the attention of everyone and say, hey, Dawson, you got free throws. Carter Smith and Alex Bradshaw moving to check in at the next opportunity. Brigham Fannis and Jesse Fannis out of the game, freshmen and juniors. Jesse Fannis is the record holder for cross country in Lyman. He's broken his own records, I think he said 7 or 8 times.
Wow.
So you look at the record books and it's Jesse Fannis for about a page or 2. Crofts hits his first. Dawson had a great third quarter against Mountain View yesterday, had 9 points, 11 in the game though. 32nd timeout called straight after the make of Crofts by 32nd timeout taken by Lyman's Kevin Lewick, and we'll take a 30-second as well. Back next on this First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Thank you.
20-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Lyman looking for some offensive answers here in the second quarter. They have a triple by Jesse, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Housekeeper across the timeline, moving from left to right. Looks to Preston Brewer. Oh, he got tied up. Knee buckled behind him. Luckily, he's all right. Almost said Chris Moller's in. No, it's Burke Thomas. Chris Muller's graduated from Evanston. Good high-low down 2. Mason Ellingford for a 2. And the tides have turned. It's Evanston's pace right now. Lyman down 2. Bradshaw, good cut there. Alex. And maybe that's what you have to do as you try to get your offense running. You want to run the lanes? Well, get into open position. Don't wait. And then get the ball across quickly and wait for someone to beat their defender.
Yeah.
22-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Jagger Mitchell lofts it up to the left corner. Dawson Crofts to Mitchell. Swing to the right side. Burke fakes a 3. You got to stay out on him. They've been burned a couple of times. Why are they leaving him open right there? I think it's just a late zone. As Lyman does play mostly zone, you might have to just shade towards him. He's left wide open on the wing for a 3. Misses. I'll tell you what, I may have to switch. I know Lyman plays zone, but you can't leave him open.
I was getting ready to say I like it because you have Mason in the center that you can't leave open either.
Well, that's true.
And so if you can get to be fast enough to switch it around to get someone to get on Burke as soon as he gets the ball, then you have Mason cover at all times. You have Dawson covered, and you could have Burke covered too.
But he's not being covered, and that's where I get and I understand they're overselling for Mason. And the stats don't necessarily show it for Burke. He's 6.8 per game. Look, if you leave him open, he'll put 20 in a game. And I guarantee you that. He is an excellent shooter with space. Housekeeper down low, turns around with Smith. And he knocked it off his elbow or knee, and he didn't like it. Thought he got bumped from behind. It's back Evanston's way. 4:41 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Dawson Crofts with the basketball. No look pass to the middle. It's Mason Ellingford. Bumped by Housekeeper. He backs off after that. Out to the left side, looking to Baxter from Thomas. Baxter up top to Crofts. He's at the key. 4:30 left in the second period. A 6-point, 2-possession lead for Evanston over Lyman. Lyman lost their last game after winning the first 2 of the Pinedale Winter Classic. Drives through. They defeated Douglas in their second game, and that was their 8 a.m. game on Saturday morning. A foul comes in against Housekeeper, and then lost 70-38 quite inexplicably to Buffalo. Buffalo's a solid team, but I think Lyman was a little out of energy, and when the shots weren't falling from distance, you see, if the shots aren't falling from 3, so go the Lyman Eagles.
Yeah.
And they were falling early. They've slowed up a bit, and here you see a 6-point lead and chance for more as David Baxter for Evanston at the free throw line.
Well, you see teams do that.
Thunder Basin's a good example.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the team. Rock Springs, they were able to just go and guard the perimeter, and they would drive in and then just kick it right back out because they're so used to shooting that 3 ball that they were able to take the victory on that against Thunder Basin, that Rock Springs.
Yeah, the Rock Springs strategy was go ahead and drive in, give them the 2, and Thunder Basin just really didn't even know what to do too much.
Yeah.
Andrew Housekeeper across the timeline. At the top, he'll throw it back to Jet Dickerson. 4 minutes left. Brigham Fanis, the freshman, working against Thomas. Housekeeper to the left side, spins around right, loses the dribble, tips it back out to Dickerson. He'll take a 25-foot 3 and miss it. Jesse Fanis with the good rebound. Looks for Brigham. It's not quite there. Andrew Housekeeper cleans it up. He's got space, drives through, double clutch shot, in, and the foul. Andrew Housekeeper's eyes had to get big as he saw that opening. That's his specialty. Get inside, use his body, the strength to get in, double clutch, draw the contact, and make it drop. 24-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, and Andrew Housekeeper finally with a shot in his 4th or 5th of the game.
Something like that. 4th or 5th.
He was 0 for 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah, so right 4.
4. I didn't think he'd shot up to that point. And one opportunity, drains it. Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service, 24-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Baxter to Mitchell, then to Burke. He's left open on the corner, drops it in. And
slow transition by Lyman.
Well, Housekeeper was sitting there, and he had 2 guys, and you can't overbite on one or the other. You got Baxter there because he's shooting 40%. The scout says guard Baxter, and he can hit it from distance too. It's just, I think too slow getting back, like you said.
Yeah. Everyone else needed to get back, and Housekeeper was the only one that got bound, and you have 2 guys, and you can't do anything about that.
Deep 3 by Lyman's Andrew Housekeeper, and that's 2 deep threes, and that seems a little desperate right now. They're trying to get some space, and they're thinking if I can't get it on the line, I'll go back a few steps. Good spin move by David. Misses on the shot. Brewer and Baxter fighting for the board. Brewer got accosted, and a step out of bounds by Jet Dickerson as he rolls it up. You know, I said you're seeing it. Burke Thomas now with his third three.
Mm-hmm.
You give him space. He's been practicing this since he was probably big enough to hold a basketball.
Probably.
Catch by Crofts, drive in, free throw line, push-up shot, misses long. Andrew Housekeeper with the rebound. 27-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Brigham Fanis with the basketball. Look into Housekeeper. He just kicks it. Guarded by Crofts. Drive in by Brewer against Ellingford. And Brewer fouled. Giving up about 7 inches to Ellingford. You want to get fouled there.
Oh, yeah.
Put Brewer on the line.
Well, for Mason, you kind of already have that disadvantage going in when someone is smaller than you, that you don't get the benefit of the doubt that, no, it was clean or it was this. I'm not saying that it was, but you a lot of times don't get that benefit of the doubt.
Well, and he got hit pretty hard. Preston went down to the ground. I think they have a budget in this school for Band-Aids and athletic tape and Neosporin for Preston Brewer because, man, he ends up on the floor a lot playing as a 5'11 post.
You have to. Some of the things he does, I'm like, I don't know how you haven't torn your ACL.
Well, he got his knee buckled early, and I was scared for the kid. But he gets back up. He stays in. He barely comes out. They need him out on the court. 2-for-2 trip from the free throw line. Preston Brewer does his job. 27-21. This game not out of hand, but Burke Thomas for another three. Drop it in. I'm sorry. Put someone on him. You've got to give it up. 4 threes. You need to adjust.
Even if you continue to play zone and you just constantly keep someone on him, you need to do something.
Housekeeper responds with a 2. Look, he got open twice, first on a 3 ball and then a backdoor cut last night against Mountain View, and he was not really left open the rest of the game. Jagger Mitchell left open for a 3. Misses on the corner. Jet Dickerson with the rebound. And then he got open at the late and garbage time. Well, it wasn't garbage time, but it was just about too late for Evanston to do anything. 3 ball at the wing. Dickerson airballs it. Not sure if it got touched. It was not.
You know, you see players, and a lot of times they take that shot and they follow that shot. And if you're Lyman, you need to start doing that.
You need
just
to.
standing there, that's not going to do anything.
It looks pretty if it goes in, but when it doesn't, there needs to be more rebounding. And we mentioned that with Coach Luke, and he knows that. And he's saying boxing out on your zone on the defensive side. But you could get a few extra shots. Look it back to Mandy Ayer. How many points did she get following in, even if it wasn't her shot? Sky up for Dawson Crofts, and 2 points in.
Defensively, Lyman needs to do something because Evanston is controlling everything now.
And 1 for Preston Brewer back to the line. An over-the-shoulder pass goes to Brewer, and he converts. 32-25 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Yeah, Evanston's running with it. They're getting open shots in transition. It's just the defense isn't getting back quick enough. And, you know, maybe they're trying to get in on the rebounds, and it's just not going their ways. They're missing long, but it's –
well, we saw this last weekend that Preston Brewer is in there on every play, on there and everything. And I think the rest of the team need to follow suit on what he's doing and his energy to try to get something going.
Latham Chandler out right side to Dawson Crofts up to the top of the keys to the left side. It's David Baxter with it. Lyman's still in this game, certainly. It's a 2-possession, 32-26. 2 steps, Crofts called for a foul, and Coach Luke was pointing because there were 3 steps.
There were 3 steps.
There were 3 steps, and I'm not sure he was tied up before that 3rd step came in.
I've seen that quite a bit. Dawson in the lane, he gets caught up, I think, maybe in his own head, and he travels quite a bit. And so far tonight, it's worked well for him. He hasn't been called for traveling, but
wasn't called yesterday either, and he was called for it several times in the Flaming Gorge Invitational, and maybe he's made an adjustment there. That looked like a travel there, and Coach Luke was out there for extended time saying shuffle the feet, shuffle the feet. But play on as Crofts makes the free throw, and he started off, we talked about 2 weeks ago, he was shooting 37% from the free throw line. He's up that to about 70% in the last week and a half, makes his 2nd as well. Timeout taken by Lyman, 34-26 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 1:15 left in the Reese Auto Service 2nd period on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again.
30-second timeout is over. 34-26 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Evanston's got the advantage right now. I think Lyman's done a good job not throwing the ball away as they have in some games for the most part, but defense and just guys being left open for shots, particularly in transition. Transition threes have killed them, or just swing it from skip left to right. They've been opening up Burke Thomas. He has 12 points in the game, and that's a huge difference. As Thomas already over his season average is about 7, about double that already. That's about the difference in this contest. A ball goes out of bounds Evanston's way. 34-26, 1 minute to play in the Reese Auto Service second period. Latham Chandler up ahead to Baxter, still running with it. Housekeeper backed up and let the layup go in. He didn't want to get called for a third foul there, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's got 2 fouls sitting on him. 36-26 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Whistle blown, a foul comes in against Evanston.
No, it was out of bounds.
No, never mind, sorry, out of bounds. I got a bad angle there and I just said the wrong thing.
Well, credit to Evanston. They look like they're having fun. I haven't seen a lot of their games, but it hasn't looked like they've really had a lot of fun this season.
Fannis with the short corner shot. He's got 5 points off the bench for Lyman. 36-28 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Casey Perriman lofts it over to Crofts. He's on the far sideline. Poked at from Fannis. He got a hold of it. Turnover. Alex Bradshaw to Brewer. Throws it away ahead of the Fannis hands. And it's back to Evanston. Perriman to the corner. Burke fakes a 3. Drives in baseline. Swiped at from behind. Credit Andrew Housekeeper with that steal. Ashton Housekeeper picks up the turnover. 7 seconds left. Housekeeper slowly across. 5 seconds. And Perriman steals it away. It's down to the ground, but the first half ends with the ball on the ground and everyone jumping after it. 36-28 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 8-point lead for Evanston over Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. First quarter ends, second quarter ends, and the advantages are sitting about the same for Evanston. They led by 5 at the end of the first, up that and outscore Lyman by 3 in the second. We'll have our halftime show next here from Lauren Huntsman of the Lyman swim team when we return on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Dustin, excuse me. I was looking at a text. after the half. It's 36-28. Jason Hansen joins me. He's calling audible at the half after the 50-48 loss. You got Star Valley yesterday, though. A 36-30, I think the final on that one. Is that right, Coach?
Yeah, that's the correct score. Yeah.
So you go 1-1 against 4A Southwest 4A Southwest teams, and I'll say it for you. That shot was late. We should have been in overtime, but what a great game we had today to open up kind of a home conference feel of games. Packed house, and right down to the wire. Your girls had the advantage throughout most of it, and then it kind of got away at the end. But how did you feel about turnovers for your side, turnovers you were creating? And rebounds is something that we've hammered a lot. Turnovers and rebounds. How did you feel about those today?
We had 2 turnovers at the end that kind of hurt us. But, I thought we took care of the ball.
I loved what we saw at the beginning of the quarter. 3 out of 4 quarters started with Sage Bradshaw stealing the opening possession away from Evanston.
Yeah, she played great tonight, and we caused a lot of turnovers. We made them give it up a lot. I thought we controlled the game for 3.5 quarters. They just they got hot, and that's the game of basketball. And sometimes it's a human game, and so there's going to be some human error, and
I thought the turnovers were great today. I thought your team was creating them. I thought they. Particularly, I think this team may be more of a half-court set it up sometimes, at least at this point, because when they run, they get into a little bit of trouble. But they did a good job. And the first 3 possessions offensively, I loved for your team. Backdoor cut, and then Bryce creating her own shot. That was just great basketball to start the game, to set the tone. Was that your plan coming out? You said, hey, let's try to get some backdoor cuts going to begin?
Yeah, we had two plays set up right off the get, and so they executed them great. We're getting better at executing, and we're getting better at offense, and it kind of showed tonight because Evanston's a good defensive team, and to score 48 points, that's a lot for us right now. And so, but I was proud of the girls. They played hard. It was a great game. When you have a big crowd like that, you want the game to be exciting, so fans want to come back and watch, and so I think we created that, and so hopefully we have a good crowd next Friday.
Down on the bench, Nicole Peden was fired up in those last few minutes. She's out for the next couple of weeks, potentially up to maybe 3 weeks. You won't have her. So that changed up your lineup a little bit. Mandy was a little bit more tethered to the post, or Hadley played a lot of minutes. And I thought the ball movement was great for your team this night. Offense was really sharing the ball very well.
Yeah, we had a lot of assists tonight, and we haven't had that many throughout the season. And I think we probably had over 10 assists, and I don't think we've come close to that this year. And so it was a great game. We do turn it over a little bit on the fast break, but I thought our fast break got us.
Got us some
points and got us some easy buckets going back. Coach Fessler, he was pretty smart. He got technical, and I think he rallied his girls. He fired up his team, and so it was a good move on his part. And I think they probably scored over 20 points in that fourth quarter. I can't remember, but
looking back when Bryce hit her 4 in a row. Yeah, they had, 2, 4, well, I guess I can look, is 29, and they finished with 50, so that's 21 points they had, and almost all their whole output in that. And we move next week to Big Piney and Pinedale, a couple of games in the conference, trying to get some conference victories. It looked like we were seeing maybe the way the offense and defense is going to run in a conference setting. The rotation tightened up just a bit. Players were given, when they came in off the bench, maybe more specific tasks and duties. How do you feel your readiness level is to go into those 2 games next week?
I feel pretty confident. I think I got my rotation down pretty close, and so just having girls buy into what their jobs are and coming in and giving those solid minutes when they're in, and keeping fresh legs and being able to down the stretch make good plays. And so hopefully Pinedale's going to be really good this next week, and that's going to be a huge test for us. But we can't overlook Big Piney, and so we got a tough road, and we've had every game close. So hopefully we're going to start to get battle tested, make some of those plays.
Coach Hansen, thanks for joining us. That was a great game, win or lose. You get a good win over Star Valley in a thrilling game that should have gone to overtime, but you know what? Hey, they got to keep things on schedule, I guess.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
Okay. You know
As
what?
an AD, it probably is better. So
36-28 at the half. Coach Hansen, thanks for joining us. We'll be with you next week for that Pinedale contest.
Hey, thank you very much.
We'll be right back and go into the third quarter of action as we'll return right after this on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uinta counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
Oh, we had our video pop out there over the break, and I'll just pop that right back on here. 36-28 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board at the break. Evanston on top as the possession arrow is facing Evanston's way. They get the ball coming into the third quarter too, I believe. Third quarter not sponsored, but we'll have the Big Country Properties fourth period. 8 minutes of clock time from now. Preston Brewer led the way offensively for Lyman in the first half. He had 2, 4, 6, 7 points, 5 from Jesse Fannis, 3 by Housekeeper Smith with 5, and Alex Bradshaw with 5. McCoy Smith with a 2. Evanston basketball to start the quarter, and a turnover going Housekeeper's way. It's up and in. Turnover for Housekeeper and 2 quick points. Some instant offense out of the break for the Lyman Eagles. 36-30 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Evanston basketball. Burke Thomas with 12 in the first half. Throws it down to Perriman. A perfectly executed pass down low to Perriman, and it's 38-30. Perriman's first points today. He's playing a little bit of post, a little bit of wing, whatever you need. He's guarding Housekeeper as well. He's got that defensive assignment job. Smith opens up, had a wide open layup, but missed it. And Preston Brewer ties up Perriman, and he'll be called for the loose ball foul. Carter Smith did everything right there. He had his man beat. He was open, but just missed the layup. And you see that happen more on the sideline layups because you got the weird angle. Do you go off the glass? Do you try to lay it in? And that time it just kind of rolled out.
Yeah.
Burke Thomas, the point guard. Throws up ahead to Ellingford, to Baxter for Evanston. One dribble over to his left. He overshoots it, and Andrew Housekeeper with the rebound. Moving up ahead, Alex Bradshaw running the lane, pinned on the backboard on the shot. Preston Brewer on the board. He's rejected by Ellingford. Dawson Crofts with the basketball to Ellingford, looking back for Crofts, then forward. Housekeeper steals the ball, just tiptoes it inbounds on the run himself. Setting up through Ellingford, tries to draw contact, but it's all clean. Ellingford with the partial block and the rebound. 38-30. Evanston running with Thomas against Dickerson. Pins it off the side of the backboard. He hit the little padding there, just missed heavily on his angle. And look at Lex Cornea just looking forward after that. He just stood there and said, I guess that can happen sometimes. Lyman basketball moving from right to left in this quarter. The home team, blue numerals, white jerseys. Evanston in the white numerals, red jerseys. 6:15 left in the third period, and Lyman with the basketball down by 8. Crossover from Bradshaw to Carter Smith. He drives in, jump stop, kick out to Housekeeper, catch and shoot from the corner. He's got a 3 ball on the board first of the game for Andrew Housekeeper. He had 5 3-pointers last time Lyman won. If he gets heated up, this becomes a new game. Timeout, Lyman 38-33 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
38-33 out of the break. Look at this Lyman cheer team. They've got a nice formation out there. I saw they were doing the stunts, throwing her up in the air. They won't do that right now because the padding's not below.
Yeah.
But a nice, large cheer team from a school of about 250 students.
It is a large cheer team, and they're all, for the most part, with each other and
on
kicking.
Time. Yeah, nice work. 6:01 left in the third period, 38-33 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Little bit of pressure pushed on by the Lyman defense. Perriman and Thomas and Crofts in the backcourt. Bounce pass to Perriman. Throw up ahead to the right wing. It's Ellingford looking for a streaker up the middle. Doesn't see one. Gives it to Perriman. He drives through 2 stutter steps, throws it up, misses. Ellingford on the putback, drops it in. One-handed putback shot by Ellingford. 40-33. That's the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Drive in, and Smith is hit by Crofts. And a blocking foul. No, is it reach in? His hands are up in the air.
I don't really know what
what's
that
that call?
was.
I thought that would be a block.
Yeah.
Maybe got caught with an elbow.
Maybe.
Jet Dickerson on the baseline, out to the right side. Carter Smith on the right wing. Preston Brewer has it. Puts the ball on the ground. Nice streak in. Backdoor cut by Andrew Housekeeper. He's got the third quarter going. 7 points for Andrew. 35 points for Lyman. 7 in the quarter, all by Andrew Housekeeper. Up ahead, Mason Ellingford with the basketball on the right wing. Looks out to Thomas and over to the right corner. You see Preston Brewer, but they've got a wide open Burke Thomas. Fire it to him. He throws it up, misses short. Lyman's got away with one right there. Lyman's defense did. Rebound by Lyman, though. Credit to them. They've done better in the rebounding department. It's assignment, find to the ball, box out, and get it. Preston Brewer picks up the miss shot by Lyman. Out to the right, left wing rather. Carter Smith tries a 3, no good. Mason Ellingford on the board. Thomas pushing the tempo for Evanston, moving from left to right, out right side. Haven't seen Baxter try a 3 today. He dishes out right corner to Crofts. At the top, back to the right corner. On the wing, Crofts with 4:27 left in the third period. Finds Thomas. He fakes a 3, drives in, short corner shot, misses long. Housekeeper on the rebound for Lyman. 4:20 left in the period. Jesse Fannis had 5 points in the second quarter. He moves into the scorer's table to check in at the next dead ball. Can't see him, but it looks like we've got a couple more players set to check in as well. It's Lyman basketball moving from right to left. Alex Bradshaw with it. Backdoor cut. It's in and out of the hands of Dickerson. Carter Smith picks it up. Short corner shot for him from the left side. Good. Baseline jumper, Carter Smith. Opportunistic, not giving up the ball.
Exactly. There's some teams that they get out of the locker room and they're still stuck in that same rut. Lyman has come out a whole new team.
And the passing lanes played well, in a transition bucket for Mason Ellingford. He runs well for a big man at 6'6". 42-37. Carter Smith out right side. Dickerson catch and shoot from the corner. Drop it in. It's a 2-point game, 42-40.
I feel like we're back in the girls' game with this tempo now.
Yes, indeed. And the Evanston side, Lyman's still here, but the Evanston side trying to get home early. I think they thought this was going to be maybe a runaway like it has been in recent years. No, this is a different Lyman team. And a travel called against Crofts.
Yeah.
3 players do come in. It's Bradshaw, McCoy Smith, and Jesse Fannis. Braxton, Bradshaw, the inbounder, 42-40. This is a different Lyman team. And
this is.
Hey, they have 2 different teams, but this is the one that they want to be as they're heading into conference season. They're taking care of the ball better. They're rebounding a little better. The 3 ball is dropping, and when the 3 ball's dropping, it's a difference maker. Long 2 by Fannis to tie it. He does just that.
He's been on fire tonight.
7 points for Jesse. And what's he taken? 3 shots?
Yeah.
3 for 3 for Jesse. Up ahead, Burke Thomas open on the wing. Transition 3, misses short. He's 0 for 2 and missed short on both of his three-pointers. His 2 that he missed on the baseline, that was a little bit long, so he's 0 for 3 in the quarter. 42-42 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman basketball, Jesse Fanis with it. Drives in, past Ellingford, floats it up, misses, tries to get his own board, but Ellingford rips it down. 2:36 left, an exciting third quarter continues. Burke Thomas on the near sideline, moving from left to right. And Mason Ellingford on the right corner. I think he's 1 for 2 from the three-point line, but he won't try one here. Burke Thomas out left side. Crofts thinks about a 3, finally takes it. It's good.
Dawson's first 3 of the night.
And Dawson heated up in the third quarter yesterday. He had a good first half, so it's not like he needs to heat up, but it's his first field goal of the quarter and the half. 45-42. Bradshaw with the basketball at the top. He'll look to the left side. Pokes it away. And ball is out of bounds. It stays with Lyman.
I would say it would, but you never know what a ref sees.
Yeah, you never know. And we're close, which sometimes actually hinders our view because we've got fans on both sides, cameras. This is the most over-covered game in Uinta County. Look at this. I guess I shouldn't say over-covered, but we've got 3 radio crews here, the NFHS network, and newspaper guys here as well. It's a heavy media night for the Uinta County battle. Housekeeper to tie it back up, straight away, backing up, doing his dance. 45-45 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Housekeeper, 3, 6, 8, 10 points.
McCoy with the steal.
McCoy Smith gets the steal. 10 points in the quarter for Housekeeper to take the lead, a 3. Now off to the left. He was feeling himself on that one, but it just missed. And a mighty one. Housekeeper gets the ball back after the Bradshaw rebound. McCoy skips it left side to Alex Bradshaw, then to Braxton. Over left corner, Bradshaw drives baseline, out to McCoy, trying to save it on the overpass. He just does that. Good hustle by the freshman. 1:20 left in the third period, 45-45. Swing around right side, Preston Brewer. Oh, bad pass decision, but he gets away with it. Jagger Mitchell touched it. That was not the good pass.
No.
That was not where you wanted it. The lane was closing.
Well, especially when you have that tall of people in the center, you don't throw that over.
And I say that because Lyman has done a good job not making those passes today. I give them a lot of credit. They are taking this game seriously, and they're taking it methodically. They're looking before they pass for the most part. That was one of the rarer mistakes that we've seen today. 45-45 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. McCoy Smith, 2 steps. Oh, he's blocked. Good block down in the lane. Didn't catch who it was on the run. Burke Thomas out left side to Perriman. He tumbles down to the ground. A late whistle. And it was on a baseline step out of bounds. Stays with Evanston. 50 seconds left in the third period.
I don't even know how to keep track of that stat right now.
Oh, my goodness. Don't worry about it. 45-45 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Catch and shoot 3 for Crofts. No, it's off long.
Oh, and he followed his shot.
Followed his shot, got his rebound out right side. Perriman for the lefty 3. No. Who gets the board? It's Preston Brewer and an over-the-back foul. Was that on Crofts?
I don't think.
Wait for the board. It was on Dawson Crofts.
Okay.
Wasn't he like number 11 and number 10 last year at times? He had 2 different jersey numbers.
He was like the Chase Critchfield with either being like 30
23 or 32.
Yeah.
Or 35 maybe it was.
30.
Andrew Housekeeper. Yeah, it was 30. With the basketball left side, right side. My goodness. 30 seconds left. Gives off to McCoy. He dribbles to his left. Nearly a steal by Mitchell. Goes down to the ground. Loose ball. It's into the hands of Lyman.
Burke with the foul.
Stockton Walker collected that loose ball and Burke Thomas fouls it. Second foul on Burke. You know, I like these games. We don't really have foul trouble.
No.
I like it. You can play your guys. Let them get tired out there. Don't make them sit on the bench and wait for it. 17 seconds left. 45-45 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 13 seconds left. Housekeeper with it. Being accosted. Dribbles through a double team. Whistle blown, a foul. I think it's on Jagger Mitchell.
Well, he was clapping for it. So is it on Andrew?
I think he was saying good call, ref. It is on Jagger.
Okay.
Second foul on Mitchell. Stockton Walker with 8 seconds out to McCoy for a 3. Yes!
For the freshman.
The freshman with a 3 and the lead at the buzzer. Cross missed from half court. He wanted a foul. You're not going to get that one when you run into a guy. Not at the end. You got to be hit hard on that last shot of the quarter. 48-45 48-45 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board at the end of 3. The Big Country Properties, 4th period next. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
An infected tooth can cause discomfort and serious harm to your health. At Wyoming Dental Specialties, endodontist Dr. Leslie Walker understands the complexities removing infected tissues from inside the tooth, which is one reason why you can trust him to provide endodontic treatment and root canal therapy. With a skilled staff and state-of-the-art technology in our office, we help save your smile and improve your overall dental health. Call today to schedule your appointment, 307-789-5608.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Hey, what did I say going at the end of the start of the fourth quarter, somewhere in the fourth quarter in that girls game? Give me this matchup all year long. Evanston, Lyman, Mountain View. Hey, let's have you guys play every week. 48-45, Lyman on top on the Benedict's Market and True Value board heading into the Big Country Properties fourth quarter. Visit bigcountryproperties.com or get a hold of broker Bobby Dalzall at 782-3356. A turnover out of the gates for Andrew Housekeeper and Lyman. And a time where Lyman needs cooler heads to prevail here as they lead by 3. Crofts left unguarded as he approaches the wing. Preston Brewer comes out to trap him. Out to the right side, it's Carter Smith on Crofts. 30 seconds into the quarter. Evanston basketball. Thomas had a big first half. He cannot hit in the second, though. He's 0 for 4 from the field. 48-45 as he misses a 3 there. Up ahead to Lyman, thrown away. Housekeeper over-tossed Preston Brewer. We heard pregame, or actually it was at halftime of the girls. Kevin Luke said, we have got to stop throwing the ball away. And they've only done it a couple of times, but fourth quarter, it's crunch time.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be precise with your passes, and Lyman's going to wish they had that one back. Evanston basketball over to the right wing. Croft splits through, had a couple of steps at least. Misses the layup, and the rebound to Alex Bradshaw. Housekeeper approaching in a half-court setup. We've seen slower offense out of Lyman at times today, and I kind of like it. I like when they set up in the half court. When they're running, it works really well too because, hey, that's one of their strengths. They've got guys who can do that. Missed 3 ball by Housekeeper. Rebound by Thomas. He's running. Burke past Brewer, trying to do it all himself. He's 0 for 5. Ellingford with the putback, and Brewer hits him from behind. Ellingford back to the line. 2 shots. 6:40 left in the Big Country Properties fourth quarter.
I liked where Burke was on that. He's not the tallest guy out on the floor, but he was in the right position that he knew that the ball was going to go over. It was going to be long, and he could be there for the board.
Yeah, it wasn't good, and then he turns and runs.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're seeing a few things as Ellingford misses his first layup by a couple of different players on both teams, maybe trying to force it or make up for mistakes in the past.
Yeah.
And that's why we haven't seen a point by either side so far. Ellingford misses both of his free throws here. 48-45, the score stays. Big Country Properties fourth quarter. Again, broker Bobby Dalzall is available at 782-3356 or bigcountryproperties.com. The #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley. That's Big Country Properties.
You know, Jake, new decade, new home.
New decade, new home. That's what you're always telling me. Alex Bradshaw with the basketball out to the corner. Carter Smith, baseline drive, bounce pass to Brewer. Just collects it into the lane. Throws it out vertical, or it was more horizontal there. As he was about to tumble down, and he doesn't even go down to his backside. He stays upright. Spin around. Housekeeper, the sauce move. Layup missed, though. And Ellingford with the rebound. Still 48-45 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Out to the corner. Crofts inside to Ellingford. He hits and runs into Housekeeper hard. Ellingford with the turnaround baby hook. 48-47 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Alex Bradshaw tries to get a 2 in from the corner, misses. Ellingford tosses a player, and maybe he was tied up. What do we call here? He threw Jet Dickerson, who I think was hanging on to him, and the foul does go against Jet.
Oh, all right.
And Housekeeper and Ellingford meet at half court.
I think both those players thought it was going to be the opposite way.
I do too. Ends up going against Dickerson, and it's foul number 2 on him. 48-47 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Baxter fakes a 3, drives in, jump stops, charge. Turn it around. That's the second charge drawn by Andrew Housekeeper today.
I thought he should have had the last one, but, I don't know how his feet were. I wasn't necessarily looking at that, but that was a good call by the ref.
Housekeeper had that big third quarter, 10 points. He's got 13 in the game. He's done a lot else on the court other than score today, and when he's able to do that, this team really can feed off of that. Out to the right corner, Dickerson has it. He's on the corner, up to the wing, then to the key. Backs up against Brewer. Left side to Carter Smith. Hand off to Alex Bradshaw. Drives in. Burke Thomas playing good up front on the defensive side, so he has to give off to Brewer. Out right corner. Housekeeper with the basketball. Gives a little fake, has Perriman on him, loses his dribble for a second. Down to 5:05 left in the Big Country Properties fourth. Dickerson open for a corner 3. Pops off the rim, down, and a loose ball foul against Preston Brewer. It's team foul number 4 on Lyman, so it's still on the ground.
How many is that on Preston?
Just his second.
Oh, I thought it was at least his third.
In the fourth quarter, we're entering. We've got a couple guys with 3, but for the most part, we get guys with 1 foul, 2 fouls. So they will be able to play. It's 48-47 in the Big Country Properties fourth period. Evanston trails Lyman. And Evanston basketball when we return. This is a First Bank presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uinta counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
48-47 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board here in the fourth period. 5 minutes to go, 4:59 to be precise. Lyman on top. Evanston basketball, and a 2-2-1 press is shown by Lyman as they exit first. Here comes Evanston. Casey Perriman to inbound. Has Burke Thomas and Dawson Crofts as well as David Baxter in the backcourt. Thrown to Crofts on the far sideline, moving from left to right. No look pass to Burke, then back to Crofts. Across it, 450 to Thomas. 48-47 the score. Evanston setting something up, looking to skip left side. Down low to Ellingford and anticipating it. Jet Dickerson stole the ball away. It's out of bounds. Lyman's ball. Great play by Dickerson to bait them. I don't know if we've seen that too much in this game, but that's a great job that Dickerson getting some steals. We saw it a lot in the girls' game.
I have him with 3 right now, 3 steals.
Yeah, and he's done good defensively today, poking at the ball. Ooh, wild offensive play. We have 2 players tumbling down. It's Ellingford and McCoy Smith. Foul on 32, Ellingford. I don't think
That's
Ellingford.
His 4th.
Yeah, I don't think Mason liked that foul too much.
I can't say I necessarily agreed with it. It was just physical basketball and players run into each other at times.
He was the defensive player, and he did impede on the progress, but McCoy was anything but in a gathered position. That's the word I was looking for, David Baxter bumps into Housekeeper. Oh, man, look at the smirk of Andrew. He gave David a little wink and a smile and walked away as he was nodding.
You got to love Andrew's personality when it comes to things like that. He can have just this air about him that's right, you know it.
All right, I don't do it too much, but ready for the cheesy joke of the broadcast. Call him a mushroom because Andrew's nothing if not a fun guy.
Wow.
Moving along, Andrew Housekeeper makes his first free throw. That was the appropriate response, by the way.
There was no other response.
4:24 left in the fourth period, brought to you by Big Country Properties. 49-47. To make it a 3-point lead, Housekeeper drops it. 50-47 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Off the ball foul. Never mind, it's on the ball. Braxton Bradshaw says, what? I thought there was a bump down low or over here.
I was looking there, and Dawson kind of ran into him, but I didn't think it was enough to warrant a foul.
I thought it was going to be off the ball on McCoy Smith hitting Baxter. 50-47 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. That's the first foul on Braxton. Good news for him. 4:12 left in the Big Country Properties fourth period. Crossover by Crofts on the right wing, off to Burke. He had 12 points in the first half, has not scored. He's 0 for 5 from the field in the second half. Crofts on the right sideline, loses his dribble, picks it back up. He doesn't have a dribble left, though, as he's now turning around, giving it to Burke. Drives to his right side, steps back out to Crofts on the right corner, under 4 minutes to play. Looks to Thomas on the left wing. Perriman tied up by Carter Smith out left side to David Baxter. Throw it right side into the post, and Ellingford knocked out of bounds on the pass. Stays with Evanston.
That's that 2-3 zone that you like, that now Burke hasn't really been making his threes, so he's not instantly looking for that shot, and he's looking to pass it off to someone that is open, and they're able to collapse in the center easy enough on Mason.
50-47 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. On the right wing, Burke Thomas gives it on a bounce pass to Crofts. 2 on him, Thomas open on the right wing, quick close by Carter Smith, and a foul from behind on Dickerson. Team foul number 6. Take a quick look at this, what this means. Evanston comes in today 0-11, Lyman at 6-5, and the last 3 games have gone Lyman's way. So that's what we're looking at right here. Back underway, a 3-ball by Crofts, just misses. Oh, it rattled in and then fell out. Heartbreaker for the Evanston fan section. Lyman basketball, they're feeling pretty good on the blue side to the left of us. Andrew Housekeeper spins around, beats Perriman, dishes out left side, wants the 3 for Smith. It's overthrown though. Chris Perriman up ahead to Baxter for Evanston. Drops it in, hooping the harm to the free throw line. David Baxter goes. 50-49 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 3 minutes, 2 seconds.
To me, I love that spin move by Andrew Housekeeper.
I wanted to see him finish.
But
he was
finish
wide open.
would have been nice, but I love that spin move. No one's ready for it. It's
Yeah.
almost an old football move.
Yeah, no, it was great. And the free throw made by Baxter to tie it up at 50. And credit Andrew for seeing the open man from 3. And that's how this Lyman team runs. They like the 3. They value the 3. Most basketball teams value the 3 over a layup anymore. And Carter Smith had it, just overshot it. 2:42 left, 50 all the way around on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Alex Bradshaw, he's into the lane. Layup a little bit short. Brewer with the board, and the putbacks misses. Baxter and Bradshaw down to the ground, picked it back up. Carter Smith for 3, no. And Ellingford, he should get a technical for that. Camera is on him.
What happened?
A chest push, and well, hold on, maybe I was reactive. Andrew Housekeeper called with the foul for the push-off, so the reaction is Ellingford. I did what the refs usually do and see the second guy.
Okay.
So they were both tied up. Ellingford to the line for 1-1.
I was looking at Preston Brewer. He went up for that rebound, and he ended up kind of falling over himself, and he was crushing Casey Perriman, just trying to keep his balance, but he was going into a back bend over him.
Whew. Yeah, that was a wild, wild rebound there. And Alex Bradshaw kind of snuck under him, shoots and ladder style.
Yeah.
51-50. The free throw drops for Ellingford. He gets another. Timeout taken. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com. 51 points for Evanston, 50 for Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value board.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Back here in the Big Country Properties, fourth period, 51 for Evanston, 50 for Lyman, 2:25 remaining in the game. And what a contest we have found ourselves into. The fourth close one of this battle for the Uinta County. Last night, the boys of Mountain View came away victorious to send Evanston to 0-11. The JV boys of Star Valley took on Lyman yesterday. I believe they took care of them. I know they lost the first time. The last update I got, it's kind of a extra varsity game for this Lyman team as there were some scheduling issues on the Star Valley side that led to that a change of schedule to the JV. Mason Ellingford hits on his second. 52-50. Evanston on top of Lyman. 2:18 left in the game. A throwaway from housekeeper to Dickerson. What happened there?
I think Andrew thought that Jet was cutting in, and he was just standing there waiting for the ball. And unfortunately, it leads to a turnover for Lyman. Unless you're Evanston, then it's fortunate.
Well, unfortunately for Lyman.
Yeah.
There you go. Dawson Crofts with the basketball to Burke Thomas. Out to the left corner for three. David Baxter pins it against the hoop and the backboard. Lyman rebound. Andrew Housekeeper running with it. Across. He wants the lead. He gets the foul. It'll have to do. I have not seen 2 shots signaled, but it's either way in the single bonus at the very least. 2 shots are signaled. Casey Perriman, the fouler, his second. Perriman just 2 points in the day, but he's an unsung hero on this of this weekend, having to guard Braden Walk yesterday and getting a lot of Andrew Housekeeper today.
Yeah. I watch him down there in the post, and he is so focused, like his eyes are just locked either onto his player or where the ball's at. It's a little intimidating watching him.
He is an intimidating guy. Andrew Housekeeper makes his first free throw. This one to tie it. Knotted up. 52 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2 minutes to play. 1:55 in the Big Country Properties fourth period. 52 all the way around on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Dawson Crofts from left to right. No look pass to Burke Thomas across the timeline. 1:45 as he fires over to the corner to David Baxter. Bounce pass to Burke. He looks left side. Crofts with it on the left corner. Out to the right side. Thomas thinks about it. Then to Baxter on the sideline. He's out left corner. Crofts for three. And the lead. It's no good. Andrew Housekeeper with the rebound. 1:25 left. 52-52. Housekeeper to the left side. Carter Smith on the wing. Pop to the top. It's Preston Brewer immediately giving it to Housekeeper. Back to Brewer and a swing to the left side. Dickerson on the wing. 1:10 left in the game. And Lyman with the basketball tied up on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Corner to Carter Smith. Throw to Bradshaw. He lays it up. Falls short. Baxter with the board. A heavy coming from behind by Preston Brewer. Behind the back dribble. Baxter with it. And a timeout taken by Coach Lex Cornea and the Evanston Red Devils. We will take it with them. Back in 30 seconds. 54.9 to play in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Big Country Properties. 52-52.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
52-52 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 54.9 seconds to play. A full timeout taken by Evanston. They get the offense. Lyman on the defense. Who are you giving an advantage here in the fourth quarter? I can't really tell.
I was upset when you asked me that question because in my head, I have no idea.
It's okay to say that because we had no idea. 48-48 going into the final possession of the girls' game. Who had an advantage? It ended up being Evanston. On that, we can call it just a little controversial finish to that game with the shot going in clearly after the buzzer sounded. But a great game nonetheless, and we've got another one here. Evanston basketball, they have to inbound from the near sideline just at the midline circle. Burke Thomas takes it over to Crofts on the right side. To Thomas, to the left wing, it's David Baxter. He'll throw it back, Burke. 43 seconds left, and Evanston taking their time at the moment. Screen come out for Ellingford. He'll roll down and look for a pass out to the corner. A three by Baxter. Swish it in. 52-55. Evanston takes the lead on the David Baxter triple. Now the pressure on Lyman to respond. Housekeeper to respond. The shot's up, but a foul came in before that. Foul on Casey Perriman, his third on the screen. He blew through the screen to Carter Smith. Well, that's not a bad play for Evanston because that means it's 1-and-1 free throws for Lyman, and it takes away the potential of a three-point play conventionally.
Yeah.
Timeout taken by Lyman here. Full timeout taken, so we will be back in 1 minute. 55 for Evanston, 52 for Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company has helped thousands of people put their homes, businesses, and lives back together after a fire, flood, storm, or other disastrous event. We work with all insurance companies, and we work for you by being professional, fair, and honest. Our certified technicians are trained in every aspect of restoration, so we can complete each project in a fast and satisfactory way. Call us today, 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
55-52 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. 25 ticks on the clock left in the game here at Lyman High School. Lyman at the free throw line. Carter Smith with 1-and-1, down by 3 here in the fourth quarter against Evanston.
Do you miss it and you try to get the rebound?
You got to make the first one, I think, at least.
Yeah.
And I think you go for both. Well, he misses the first and Crofts gets the rebound. 23 seconds left. It's fouling time, and Burke Thomas to the line. Alex Bradshaw with the foul.
What is Burke sitting at for the year at the free throw line?
Burke Thomas is sitting at 64%. Small sample size, though, 7 of 11.
Okay.
It's really hard in high school until you get to about region and state to say this is what a free throw shooter is, because when do they get their shots up? Is 7 for 11 a sample size? Is 30 a sample size? Thomas makes his first. That's his first point since the second quarter, and he was big. 2 threes in the first, 2 threes in the second. Went 0 for 5 from the field in the third and fourth quarters. Buries both of them. 2-possession game, 57-52. Got to push the tempo. 18 seconds left.
They're just playing back
They're
and
playing
forth.
too slow, and Coach Lewick is saying, move it, move it, move it. Brewer back to housekeeper. Shot for 3. No good. 9 seconds left. Rebound to Crofts. That should do it. Dawson and Carter get tied up. Carter looked like he did not like that, but no credit him for moving on and saying, all right, end of a game, it's going to get physical, and he'll walk away from that. He gets called for the foul against Dawson Crofts, and he did get tossed off a little bit.
Yeah.
So credit to Carter there. And you know what? A lot of players in this Lyman team. Carter's a high character guy. He came in, played quarterback for this football team, and led them to a home playoff game. Crofts.
Sorry, I think credit to Dawson. He's had a hard time sometimes keeping a hold of the ball when it gets to certain situations like this. And he held on to the ball. There was a lot of players coming in trying to get it, and he remained strong, kept it down, and used his elbows in those situations.
58-52 after Crofts makes the first free throw. Full timeout taken. We're caught up on that, so we will keep it right here. 6-point game, 6.6. I think you have to say Evanston's monkey is off the back as far as the win goes. Crofts has been automatic from the free throw line tonight, but what a performance by Lyman. They throw the ball away a couple of times in the fourth quarter.
I only have them with 6 turnovers.
And the fact that that's where it is, and you can say a turnover here or there really was the difference. The turnovers that they had today stick out because you remember all of them, because there weren't that many. If they come into conference play next week and do that, then they're looking in good shape.
Well, I like the fact that Evanston had 2 intentional throwaways, but Lyman had 5 steals off that.
Yeah.
So they got in the passing lanes, they intercepted the ball, they took it away, they did whatever they needed to get those turnovers to add up by steals.
Dawson Crofts at the line for one more to make it a 7-point advantage. 0-11 has been tough for this team. Lyman appears that they will head into conference season at 6-6. They've had a long couple of years for their basketball program. Second shot drops down for Crofts. 5 seconds left. 3 by Dickerson. No good. Rebounded. Nobody. But Thomas takes it in finally. Buzzer sounds. 59-52 the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. Evanston gets their first win of the year. Lyman falls to 6-6. Conference is next. We'll take a break, come back with post-game coverage on this First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Out of the break, or out of the post-game break, because game's over, board is off, and it's time to go home. 8:30. We're getting out of here a lot earlier than we got out of Evanston last night. It was about 10 o'clock when that game got over. It felt like maybe more like 9:30, 9:45. Final score, 59-52. Evanston gets their first victory of the year, and Lyman, they dropped their 6th. But this was a game that Lyman lost, where you saw the team that you would love to see Lyman be. And they lost a game where you say, hey, got away at the end. There was a turnover here, a missed shot there. Maybe the fourth quarter, you were forcing things a little bit too much. But you took on a team in Evanston that, yeah, record aside, I think they'll compete for the 4A Southwest title crown.
Oh, yeah.
And Lyman was there toe-to-toe with them and had advantages throughout this contest.
Well, credit to Evanston that I don't think they've ever played like this. The turnovers were extremely down. They seemed to play together as a team. They were passing the ball well. It seemed very unselfish basketball, that they were out there as a team to help each other and to get the W.
And for Lyman?
And for Lyman, they go out there. I think they did a lot of the same things. The turnovers were limited. They played as a team. And in the end, it just didn't go in their favor.
Well, we have very even scoring, I think, and 14 plus 14 plus 14 is 42, and I know that because of darts. So you add another 14 points on that. That's 56, 57, 58. I'm 1 point shy of the 59.
You know what? I'm sitting in the same boat.
And so I don't know. I missed something somewhere along the ways, but I have 4 guys with 14 points for the winning team, Evanston. And pretty even scoring for Lyman as well. Let's run through their scores first. Andrew Housekeeper, 15 points in the game, and he was electric in the third quarter. When Lyman needed an answer, they were down by 9 points, 8 points, 6 points. He climbed them. He took them on their back and said, here, I got shots. Yeah. I'm going to make shots. And he struggled in the first half, in the first quarter specifically, getting it to go from beyond the arc. He had 2 triples, 10 points in all in that third quarter. He was the spark plug offensively that kept them going.
And if you're Andrew, you obviously hope that you had a better game to get the win here tonight. But you got to roll with the punches, and you got to figure out, what did I do differently in this game that my shot wasn't falling the way that it should? Was I rushed? Was I not calm enough? What was I doing? Whereas maybe next time you can look at this and you can get the W the next time.
Carter Smith finished with 9 points, 7 for Preston Brewer, 7 by Jesse Fannis, 5 by Alex Bradshaw, 4 from Jet Dickerson, and 5 by McCoy Smith. For Evanston, again, I'm 1 point shy, but we'll have to make do. 14 from Mason Ellingford, Dawson Crofts with 14, David Baxter with 14, Burke Thomas with 14, 2 by Casey Perriman, and maybe Perriman had a trip to the line that I didn't add a free throw in. Maybe I missed a free throw for Crofts at the end, although I don't know. Missed a point somewhere or another. 59-52 the final. We'll take a break, come back with the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the game, and close this one out, get you set for conference play next week. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils! That's the wrong ad to play out of that break. I got to switch that one out. It says "Go Red Devils" at the end.
Yeah, you do.
Can't have that, but we do appreciate Dr. McKay Frankham sponsoring Lyman and Mountain View plays of the game as well. So it's time for that Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game. And we're just talking over that 30-second break. Let's give a team award out there today, Kate.
I'm fine with that.
Let's the turnovers, I was impressed with how Lyman took care of the ball for the most part. Now, that being said, it was not the perfect game, and there was a couple of turnovers late that cost them.
No one's going to be perfect. There's never going to be a perfect game where there's no turnovers. Even in the NBA where you have professionals getting paid millions of dollars, that's not going to happen. But they limited it to 6 tonight. And
that's our count. We're not perfect, but we do the best we can. And nonetheless, it was a good day possession-wise. They say, you got to hold on to the ball. You can't score without it, and you got to play defense. And no one likes playing defense. You don't have the ball, you got to play defense. So hold on to the rock and convert. And Lyman did that pretty well. They were in this game, and I'm sure the Evanston bench was sweating, thinking, oh no, is it 0-12 heading into conference season? In the end, they finish at 1-11. Lyman is sitting at 6-6, and next week we have 2 doubleheaders for you. On January 24th and 25th, we are in Mountain View on the 24th for a 5:30, 7 o'clock tip. Pinedale at Mountain View. The Pinedale girls look to be one of those teams in the Southwest, along with Lyman and Mountain View, who are going to challenge for that crown. There's 3 teams who it could go any ways. I think it's going to be similar to that volleyball season, where it's going to come down to the final week, who is going to be number 1. Then we'll have the boys of Pinedale and Pinedale and Mountain View from the Cedar Top Dome in Mountain View. And then Saturday, we're up in Pinedale for the doubleheader of Pinedale and Lyman. Girls at 5:30, what I have, and boys at 7. If there's any changes to those schedules, as you sometimes have as the season goes along, we'll post them up on Facebook, MyLocalRadio.com, and let you know about those as the week progresses. That's it for us. For Kate Bolander, I'm Jake Hibbard. Final score in the boys, 59-52. Evanston wins, and the girls, Evanston wins with a last second after the buzzer beater, I guess, modified 50-48. Evanston defeats Pinedale.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!